Hello, YouTube. Welcome to part 1 of Dragon Age Origins with a Therapist. If this is your first playthrough of mine that you have ever watched, welcome. I hope you will enjoy this. If you are coming here because you have seen a whole bunch of my other playthroughs here on YouTube, I appreciate you coming back for more. I'm really excited to bring another BioWare game into the mix, to use this as an opportunity to talk about psychological concepts, to illustrate relationship dynamics, talk about mental health, and all that fun stuff. It's going to be a wild ride. This is basically a blind playthrough. I played it when it first came out in 2010 for Xbox 360, and I remember literally none of it. So this is going to be blind all the way through. I am using only 3 mods. I'm using a UI mod that makes it so that the subtitles are more readable and the journal is more readable. I am using Dragon Age Origins Redesigned, which updates some of the character models to look a little bit more pretty. And I'm also using the Atmospheric mod, which makes the NPCs in some of the towns a little bit more lively. Those are the only mods that I'm running. I'm not sure whether we'll do all of the DLC, but we will probably do most of it. I'm really excited to bring this to you. As always, like the video, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. I also ask in the comments on YouTube, please don't spoil anything or backseat. I nor people that read the comments of these videos appreciate it. It's not helpful. It will be removed. I do read all the comments, so I'll remove it if you say something spoilery. I will try to respond to as many comments as I can. I don't respond to all of them, but I do read all of them. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. We're going to create a character. We're going to choose our origin story, and we are going to rock and roll. So, thank you so much for your support. Also, those of you that are members on YouTube, by hitting the join button, thank you very much for your financial support, for clicking all the links down in the description. Blue Owls Medic, thank you so much for the 4 months and for the 10 gifted subs. It's ridiculously kind of you and generous. And oh yeah, if you're here on YouTube and you want to watch me live on Twitch, 9:30 p.m. Pacific time, Tuesday through Sunday. Alrighty, you ready to roll, chat? I'm ready to roll. This is gonna be good stuff. Audio good? We loud enough? And so is the Golden City blackened with each step you take in my hall. Marvel at perfection, for it is fleeting. You have brought sin to heaven and doom upon the world. Canticle of Thenotes 8:13.
The chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead they destroyed it. They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The Dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the Darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation.
Jeez.
The Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness, and prevailed. It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten. We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long. I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon. Maker, help us all.
Oh boy. The background you select will determine which of the 6 distinct opening stories you play through. It also affects how characters respond to you throughout the game. I know the font is very hard to read. I will read everything that I can. I have a mod on that will make some of the text easier to read in the game, but there are certain parts of it that will still be goofy because of the way that the UI scales. So I will read everything I can. All right, so we're going to go male. I'm going to go elf. You can be human, elf, or dwarf. I'm going to be an elf. I'm going to be a warrior because, of course, I'm going to be a warrior. Come on. Come on. It's me we're talking about, huh? Now, I could be a Dalish elf. Proud of your role as one of the few true elves, you have always assumed you would spend your life with your tribe until a chance encounter with the relic of your people's past threatens to tear you away from everything you've ever known. Calvin, thank you for the raid. Appreciate it very much. Welcome in, friends. City Elf. Oh, thank you, Skog. City Elf, you have always lived under the heavy thumb of your human overlords, but when a local lord claiming his privilege with the bride shatters your wedding day, the simmering racial tensions explode in a rain of vengeance. So I'm thinking we're going to go City Elf. Now, something that I'm going to do for those of you that are watching both live and on YouTube is I'm going to talk about a concept that is very near and dear to my heart that I have actually written about academically, which is when people create video game characters in RPGs using customization, oftentimes they will use 2 factors in how they create their characters, particularly if they want it to have some sort of similarity to themselves. One is called wishful identification, the other is called similarity identification, and these are traits that people will put into their character creation. So I am going to create a city elf, and I am going to talk through aspects of wishful and similarity identification as I make my elf, because we can learn a lot about people through the characters they create. If you are interested in reading that paper that I wrote, you can DM me on Discord, and I will be more than happy to send a free copy of that to you. Don't pay for it in some kind of random-ass journal or whatever. Just DM me, and I will send it to you. And you can read more into this and how I've used it to intervene. Pronounced Caden, not Kaiden. All right, cool. Well, welcome in, Caden. All right, so City Elf. So the first thing that I'm going to start with here is gender. For me, being male is a very important part of my identity. So I have a hard time connecting with characters in video games when I play as them when they are female. Not that I can't. It's just different for me because of how important being male is in my identity. So I almost always make male characters. So making my elf male is important. One thing that I like about elves too is that they're usually tall and slender like me. So there's a little bit of that. I used to make dwarves and like really strong bulky humans because there was a little bit more wishful identification in there. But I've skewed more towards similarity identification in the characters I create as I've gotten older. I am familiar with them wandering, yes. All right, so let's go to All right, so I'm not going to use a preset. So skin complexion. So sometimes I like to like make them look, you know, a little bit random. I'm going to go kind of middle-aged here because I have moved into middle age as a 31-year-old. Skin tone. I'm going to keep him maybe, I don't want to go too dark, but a little bit of a dark-ish tone. Tattoos. I don't like face tattoos, so I'm not into that. Hair. All right, I value my long hair now. So I got to find what long hair I like the best. I don't know if I want to have it down. I wish I could wear a backwards baseball hat, but I can't. Or do I wear it up? A ponytail. I want to braid my hair. I think that looks kind of neat. If I could do my hair that way, I might consider it. A little bit shaggy, a little messy here. And boy, okay, hair like that would drive me crazy. So we're gonna go with the center part. A little long, a little suave. Make my hair brown. There's a serious lack of baseball hat wearing elves out there. There really is. All right, eyebrows. Let's go maybe a little bit thicker. Not too thick though. That's a little too thick, huh? Here we go, some nice full eyebrows. I just got them threaded. Nice, all right. Eyes. First let's go eye color. I have sort of like bluish gray eyes, so that's good. Eye shape. I can go with what I like the best here. I like that, a little bit more of like a kind of sunken look. He's lived a long life. Air Dud, I recommend popping into my Discord and going to questions for Dr. Mick with that question. It's not a good time for me to answer that. Eye size. Go relatively normal. Eye spacing. Let's bring them in a little bit. Eye height. Brow depth. It's amazing to me that in this day and age, this game has this much customization, and you get some games that are like next gen, that are like 3 generations after, and the character creation sucks in comparison. There you go. I like that. He's got kind of a neutral glance. Nose shape. I have sort of a rounded out nose. That's probably what my nose would look like if I was an elf. Maybe a little less depth. Okay. So there's not really a lot to be said about when people go for more similarity versus wishful identification. Usually what it means, like, it kind of depends on how you play a character as well. One of the things that's really interesting is if you look at patterns. So if a person makes a character with a lot of similarity identification and then makes consistently certain types of decisions in video games, and then they change their appearance maybe to wishful identification and they play them differently, that can sometimes say a little bit about what they wish their behaviors were more like. It really depends. So there's also like kind of ways to explore different parts of identity. Like, for example, if a person is experiencing gender dysphoria, for example, you might play around with what your character looks like and how they interact within the world, and maybe you find something that is a bit more like in line with what you see yourself as. So a lot of times, like, we'll try to combine the two. So sometimes, like, you know, I might give myself a little bit stronger jawline than what I have in real life or something like that, but I feel most immersed and connected to my character when it looks somewhat similar to me, or I will kind of go fully off the deep end and just try to make something that is just fully wishful. Like, I'm not a big blend guy. I usually go either similarity or wishful. But it's more the questions that you might ask people while they are creating their characters. Like, why are you creating it this way? Like, I want this guy to look sort of approachable, but also, like, I want him to have a little bit of like, you can tell that he's seen some shit. He just kind of has that. Jaw and cheek. There's no right or wrong way to create characters, by the way. But it is fun to, like, kind of immerse yourself in it. Like, I'm a big believer that if a game has a character creator, that you should totally consider using it. Like, I really do believe that. All right, I want him to have a little bit more full cheeks. Cheekbone height. I have very low cheekbones. It's like that. I do not have wide cheeks. Let's do this. The chin is what's throwing me off here, so we need to bring the chin up. There we go. There we go. Jaw. Oh, yeah, there we go. Take the jaw down. Now we're talking. Cheeks in, jaw. I don't have any kind of jawline. Okay. Cheekbone height, low. There we go. A little bit softer features there. What does it say when people make ridiculous looking characters fun? No, I mean, then you're kind of getting away from the point of it. Like, sometimes people just like to make cool characters. I don't know. It's when people are really thoughtful about making it a reflection of them in some way, when we start to have more interesting conversations. When people just make crazy wild characters, sometimes it's just for fun. Like, you don't always have to look too far into it. I love that you can also adjust your portrait on this. It's fantastic. Give me that purple background. Yeah. Let's keep him nice and stoic.
How do you do?
There we go. Nice. I think he looks pretty good. Now, my last name is Tabris. I think I'm going to just name myself Mick Tabris. Keep it nice and consistent with me in the channel. I think he looks pretty good. If he had a backwards baseball hat on, I think he'd be pretty unassuming. It's got the nice long sideburns that I don't possess in real life, you know? Why elf over the other choices? So I like that the this is a interest. Like, I never played this origin story. When I played this in 2010, I played as a dwarf. But I like the idea that there are some real, like, in-group and between group tensions. So something seems really interesting about being like a city elf. It's a group that's marginalized, has to really deal with some issues. Like, I kind of want... I also like the idea of being unique within a certain group. So the idea that I'm an elf, but I'm a warrior. Most elves are archers or mages. I don't like being a mage at all. So for me, being a warrior elf adds a little bit of that unique spin to it. So, like, I stand out in the group. I think that's that's kind of an important part of, like, my character creation as well. It depends on the situation, Ater. It's hard for me to answer without having the specifics of what's going on. All right. So, Mick Tabris. Let's go. All right. So, strength measures a character's physical prowess and directly affects the damage a character deals in physical combat. It also contributes to the accuracy of melee attacks. High strength is essential for warriors, and particularly if they wish to wield two-handed weapons, and is nearly as critical for rogues. So we definitely want to get a point into that. Dexterity. Dexterity is the measure of agility, reflexes, and balance. Higher dexterity improves a character's chances to hit, makes the character more likely to dodge incoming blows, and contributes to the damage dealt by piercing weapons like daggers or arrows. Archery and dual weapon fighting styles demand high dexterity to master, making this attribute a favorite for rogues. I would not Flashpoint. Willpower represents a character's determination and mental fortitude. With high willpower, mages can cast more spells thanks to deeper mana pool. For warriors and rogues, willpower grants more stamina for combat techniques and special attacks. Magic. Magic is the measure of a character's natural affinity for the arcane. This attribute is crucial for mages since it directly increases the character's spell power score, which determines the potency of all spells. I'm not going to worry about this, so I'm not really interested in it. Cunning. Cunning determines how well a character learns and reasons. Most skills, such as herbalism and combat tactics, require a quick mind to master, and an observant eye can more easily find weaknesses in enemy armor. Rogues benefit most from this statistic, as many of their class abilities and special attacks rely on subtlety or reading the target, not raw strength. Constitution represents health and resilience. Higher constitution directly increases the amount of damage a character can take before falling in the battlefield. So I like the idea of having good cunning because I think it gives you more like dialogue options and you can sweet talk people a little more, and that for me is always very interesting in games like this. So I'm going to bump that a little bit. I'm going to take Constitution up 1, and I think I'm going to make Strength 16. So we got Constitution up to 14, Cunning to 12, Strength 16. All right, now I have my... So improved coercion requires 12 cunning. The character's ability to read and influence others has improved. I'm going to take that as my skill, especially early on in the game. That feels important. Warrior. Through training and hard work, the warrior has gained greater health and reduced fatigue penalty for wearing armor. That sounds useful. Dual weapon. I'm not really interested in dual weapon. I'm going to go sword and board. Archery, I'm not interested in. Weapon and shield. Shield bash. The character shield bashes a target, dealing normal damage as well as knocking the target off its feet unless it passes a physical resistance check. Shield mastery doubles the strength bonus for this attack. Shield defense. While this mode is active, the character drops into a defensive stance that favors the shield, gaining a bonus defense and an increased chance to shrug off missile attacks, but taking a penalty to attack. With shield balance, the attack penalty is reduced. With shield expertise, the defense bonus increases. With shield mastery, the defense bonus increases further, so I could basically tank everybody if I want to. Shield block. Practice fighting with a shield improves the character's guard. Enemies can no longer flank the character on the shield carrying side. I'm inclined to maybe go shield block to get my guard up. That feels good. Alright, we're going to play on normal. I'm not really interested in having ridiculously hard combat. I'm more interested in analyzing the game. Alright. Here we go.
Denerim, the largest city and capital of Ferelden. Long ago, the elves lived as slaves to humans, and though they've been free for many generations now, they are far from equals. Here they live in a walled-off community known as the Alienage, working as servants and laborers when they can. Despite these hardships, Denerim's elves are a strong people who take pride in their close community. This is the only world you've ever known. Until now.
Oh boy.
Wake up, cousin. Why are you still in bed? It's your big day.
It is, huh? I don't know. Okay, wake up, cousin. This is my cousin. Okay. Did I oversleep?
Yes, your father and I figured you deserved it. You do remember what today is, don't you?
Summer day? Someone's wedding. According to your breath, it's get drunk before noonday. Oh boy, we're off to a good start. I don't know. Is it summer day?
No, you idiot. You're getting married today, and Soris too. That's what I came to tell you. Your bride, Nessiara, She's here early.
Well, we're not off. I mean, I've already forgotten it's my wedding day. That tells me that this probably isn't a wedding by choice. I mean, this would suggest to me that this is probably some sort of, like, cultural experience or mandate, as opposed to, like, yeah, like, I wake up, I'm like, oh, shit, I'm getting married today? Like, there's no way I would have ever forgotten that it was my wedding day. So, really, that's great. Sooner the better. I don't like the idea if it's arranged match business. So it means we do it now? I'm not ready. I guess I don't have a choice. You always have a choice. You always have a choice. Sometimes it just, you got a shitload of constraints you got to wade through in order to get through that choice. But you've got a choice. I don't like the idea of this arranged match business is probably what I would say. Because clearly I don't, because I forgot about my wedding when I woke up.
And who else are you going to marry? Besides, I already snuck a peek. She's beautiful. There's going to be music, decorations, feasting. Weddings are so much fun. You're so lucky.
I've never seen my wife before. Wow. So, there actually is, we're going to start off here early with an analysis because there's something very interesting happening here, and I don't know whether it's true or not. We could very much be staring down a like cultural norm. Like, this could be something that is just so ridiculously common, and we are bringing our own, like, outside as a gamer sensibilities to this moment. So I do think it's important for us to remember that we are playing as a city elf. Like, this is what we do. This is the cultural norm. So what's kind of interesting about this is that I am clearly hesitant about this, and I am expressing doubt. And my cousin is coming back to me with a level of enthusiasm about this that I think it's possible is manufactured. We just saw in the origin story that city elves have long lived as slaves and indentured servants to humans. Well, when so many areas of your life are out of your control, in this case, me even figuring out who my wife is, what people will sometimes do as a way to compensate for that is drum up and manufacture enthusiasm for certain aspects within that subjugation that they can control. So her excitement about this could be something that she truly connects with. Maybe she is excited about this, but there is a level of trying to convince me that this is good. And this sometimes happens with folks that are in groups that are just massively oppressed, is you have to find ways to be excited about some stuff, or else you are going to have an absolutely miserable existence. There may be some of that going on in this moment with her. Maybe you should be the one getting married. Man, okay, so maybe she's an alcoholic. I don't know. I don't feel lucky. I'm going to speak more to my experience instead of trying to throw her into this. So, I don't feel lucky.
Too bad. I'm just glad I got to be the one to tell you. All right, I'll stop tormenting you. I should go talk to the other bridesmaids and find my dress. Oh, Soros said that he'll be waiting for you outside. So move it.
New quest, Salter's Pass. New credit. I got new codex. Okay. A day for celebration.
Good going.
Alright, we got a health poultice. A skilled herbalist has rendered a variety of medical ingredients into this, or medicinal ingredients into this soothing, restorative substance. So health potion, basically. Small grease trap. If this trap breaks open in your pack, it'll take hours to get the oil off of everything. Wedding clothes and 50 copper. Let's throw those wedding clothes on, huh? Oh, dapper. Oh, yeah, look at that. I hate getting dressed up. Let's check the codex real... Or, is this the codex? I don't know how to open the codex. I'm guessing it's the journal? Gianni has woken you up and told you that your betrothed has arrived sooner than expected. Your wedding has been moved to today. Not only that, it's to be a double wedding. Your cousin Soros is getting married too. He's bound to be pleased about this. You should go talk to him. Okay, so wait a second. This is so weird. Why did she say that I should know that it's my wedding day when I literally just learned it got moved? That's a little bit odd. Premium content, what? Alienage culture. There have always been alienages. They've been around for as long as elves and shems have lived in the same lands. Ours isn't even the worst. They say that Val Royo has 10,000 elves living in a space no bigger than Denham's Market. Their walls are supposedly so high that daylight doesn't reach the Vahenadal until midday. But don't be so anxious to start tearing down the walls and picking fights with the guards. They keep out more than they keep in. We don't have to live here, you know. Sometimes a family gets a good break and they buy a house in the docks or the outskirts of town. If they're lucky, they come back to the alienage after the looters have burned their house down. The unlucky ones just go to the pauper's field. Here, we're among family. We look out for each other. Here, we do what we can to remember the old ways. The flat ears who have gone out there, they're stuck. They'll never be human, and they've gone and thrown away being elven too, so where does that leave them? Nowhere. Oh boy. So we're already seeing ways in which the elves have created a mass group identity around being elves, and people pushing to get out of their situation, to search for a better life, to try to break through some of the hierarchical structures of society, are punished by the elves. So if you leave, you are no longer one of us. If you go out there, you are not one of them. I mean, this is very similar to experiences that a lot of folks who are biracial will talk about if they are sort of like appear overtly as straddling the line between the two races that they carry, where it's like you never quite feel like you're one or the other. But this is a very like pointed and controlled way of the group trying to make sure that everybody stays in the alienage, probably as a way to again feel like they have a sense of control over their lives. When people are massively oppressed, you're going to see extra micromanaged controls to fill in the gaps, because that we all want to have power and agency over our lives and autonomy, and you have to look in the corners and the cobwebs when you are in a position that the elves are in the alienage. So this is really fascinating stuff. I'm going to be excited to learn more about how this all goes down. Feast day gifts, credits. I'm not going to worry about that. This looks like these are credits. Okay. Controls. Don't need those. All right, cool. Culture and history. There's 69 of those. Nice. Okay, let's see. Who do we got here? Who are you? Syrian.
Good morning, my son.
Oh, hey, Dad.
It's your big day. Oh, I wish your mother could have been here.
Me too, Father. Well, what should I be doing? Why today? Just because my betrothed is early? Could we talk about this arrangement? Oh, boy. Something tells me this isn't going to go particularly well, but I'm going to ask about... Can we talk about the arrangement? Like, is this something that I really need to do? Like, what are the consequences to me not doing it? I would be curious about this.
Still not pleased, I can see. Of course we can talk.
Why can't I choose who I marry? Do I really have to get married in the first place? Interesting. So, is marriage even a construct that I have to participate in, Dad?
It's time for you to have your own life. Unmarried, you're a child forever. The dowry has been paid, the chantry has issued the permit, and everything is ready. All we need is you.
Another cultural thing. I mean, there are some cultures where marriage is considered the coming of age. You become an adult when you get married. It's kind of fascinating how, like, when you don't have a lot of diverse representation of this stuff, a lot of it just becomes internalized and you take it for granted. You're like, oh yeah, that's just how it is. And so now there's a lot of external investment in this, and this is something that essentially strips my autonomy away. Like, it's sort of fascinating that even within this group that is constantly oppressed by humans, they are creating oppressive forces even within themselves. Like, I don't know that I'm particularly fond of that. Again, this is what's been represented to the elves, though, so you don't necessarily know any different. So, in some ways, us exercising these questions and critical thought about this process may be seen as an offense to the wider cultural system that we're in, as well as just to the people that have maybe involved themselves in it. I will say that maybe even more depth here that we could go into with this, and I realize we're doing a lot of analysis here up front, but there's already a lot here. When there are, like, we'll call them like cultural norms, systemic norms, family norms, take whatever context you want to take, that people don't question, they don't think about. One big example in real life is having children is a really big one. I think getting married is another one too. Sometimes people do these things because they think that's just what they're supposed to do, because that's what they've always been told that that's what they do, and they've never really thought much about it. Well, if that doesn't go particularly well, if you have kids and you don't particularly enjoy that, or if you get married and the marriage doesn't go very well, when you see somebody like my character in this instance start to question it up front, start to push a bit of autonomy and boundaries a priori, that can really set people off because they get into their own disappointment and shame about why they didn't do the same. And because they have likely contextualized it as they couldn't, they will take out their frustration on themselves and the circumstances that they were in at the time on the person who is exerting autonomy a priori to their own circumstance. So I would anticipate that the more that my character questions getting married and some of the cultural norms that are available here, it's going to force the people that I'm talking to confront what they did not confront. I'm asking questions maybe they wish they would have asked up front. And that can create some really complex interpersonal dynamics that make it difficult to talk about this stuff as it is. I'm sure there's probably a lot of people watching this that as I was saying that, you're like, oh, been there, Dr. Mick. All right, so, well, if that's the way it is, I guess I'm ready. See, to me, that's backing down a little bit to me. You paid a dowry for my bride. Why can't I choose who I marry, but I don't want to get married? So this is an exertion of autonomy. This suggests that I would like to choose who I marry, because there's always a statement underneath a question. I mean, I guess paying a dowry for my bride doesn't sound totally ridiculous. Maybe I don't want to get married. Let's ask why I can't choose.
Tradition, child. With so little contact between alienages and so few chances to travel, you must trust your elders.
But what is your agenda, man?
I understand. Before I met Adaya, I was ready to go hunt for the Dalish. Just be glad I chose the match. Without parents to represent you, children like your cousin Saurus end up marrying whoever the elder can find.
I mean, I appreciate you looking out for me, but maybe come talk to me first. Ask me what I want.
What other prospects are there here? Do you want to marry someone 15 years your senior? I thought not.
What's wrong? I don't know. Maybe we align in values. Maybe she asked similar questions. Maybe the reason she's not married is because she pushed back. I kind of like that. That'd be an alignment of values with me. Give me somebody 15 years my senior if they did that. Age 'tis but a number. I mean, you wanted to go hunt for the Dalish. Maybe I want to go hunt cougars.
Nessiera?
Tell me about my bride.
She's from a good family in Highever. Their eldest daughter. She's a veritable genius at crafts, so I'm told. And yes, she's quite pretty. I knew you'd ask, so I thought I'd save you the trouble.
Okay. Who'd the elder find for Soros, then?
I don't know. I haven't met the girl. You should go and see for yourself if you're curious.
Oh, that's Soros. Okay, nah, well, I'm not, if that's how it is, I guess I'm ready.
You'll do well, son. Think of this as a blessing, not an obligation. All right, time for you to go find Soros. The sooner this wedding starts, the less chance you two have to escape.
You like that little forced reframe? Yeah, think of it as an opportunity. It's very easy for people in positions of power to just throw reframes at people, and what they often think they're doing is that they're helping a person understand their point of view and the wider contextual factors that are going into something like this, when in reality all you're doing is invalidating a person's experience. Like, the whole reason that he just said, think of this as an opportunity instead of an obligation, is because he knows that this is an obligation. He can empathize with that. He understands where I'm coming from, but he's not willing to touch that. Small chance is still a chance to escape. I want to see her.
You will soon enough. Oh, one last thing before you go, son. Your martial training, the swordplay, knives, and whatever else your mother trains you in, best not to mention it to your betrothed.
You gonna tell me what positions to do when I consummate my marriage too? What the hell, man? Again, I know I'm beating a bit of a dead horse here, but there's a reason that this happens. Like, this is very common. Again, you have to look at wider systemic factors here. If we look at this as a dyadic arrangement between me and Dad, I think you lose a lot here. We are a group that is under the thumb of the humans. We have very little autonomy. We have very little control. I can only imagine the shit that my dad's been through. I can only imagine what I've been through, what all the other elves in this community have been through. So what people do is they take that control and they take it down the channel. So Dad is over-investing himself in what it is that I'm doing because it gives him a sense of control. The idea that I am an autonomous individual whose marriage is my marriage that you can butt out of is just another thing on a giant mountain of stuff that reminds this guy that he doesn't have any power. And that's something that I think a lot of these elves are going to be particularly sensitive to. So that contextualizes this. And the reason I bring this up is because we can use that to find empathy for where he's coming from while still internally setting a boundary. So I could get shitty with him here, and I could be like, what, do you want to get in my bedroom too? Or I could just say internally, all right, I know where he's coming from. He's just trying to exert some influence. I don't have to let him do that. Whatever, right? It's not that important anyhow.
Well, we don't want to seem like troublemakers after all. Adaya made that mistake.
Let's see. Mother was a great warrior.
Yes, that she was. Take this. Your mother would have wanted you to have it. It's the very least I can give you as you start your new life. Go on then. I still have some things to do, and Soros is no doubt waiting for you.
Right. Another codex entry. The city elves. The humans tell tales of Andraste, and to them she was a prophet. To our people, however, she was an inspiration. Her rebellion against Tevinter gave our people a window through which to see the sun, and we reached toward it with all our strength. The rebellion was brief but successful. Even after the death of the prophetess, we fought on for independence as the human imperium began to crumble. In the end, we won freedom in the southern land known as the Dales, and we began the long walk to our new homeland. There in the Dales, our people revived the lost lore as best we could. We called the first city Halamashiro, end of the journey, and founded a new nation, isolated as elves were meant to be. This time patrolled by an order of the Emerald Knights charged with watching the borders for trouble from humans. But you already know that something went wrong. A small elven raiding party attacked a nearby human village of Red Crossing, an act of anger that prompted the Chantry to retaliate and, with the superior numbers, conquer the Dales. We were not enslaved, as we had been before, but our worship of the ancient gods was now forbidden. We were allowed to live among the humans only as second-class citizens who worshipped their maker, forgetting once more the scraps of lore we had maintained through the centuries. The rise and fall of the Dales is told by Serethia, Heron of High Ever Alienage. These codex entries are awesome. Humans don't sound like they're particularly fun to be around. Alright, let's go. What did he give me? Adia's boots. Ooh. Alright, so I get to wear my mom's boots. Whoa, what is this? Blood dragon plate? Requires 42 strength. Holy shit. I just got mom's armor, I guess. Alright, so this is the alienage. Let's take a look around, huh? Cool area.
There once was a woman, she lived in the sea. I didn't love her, but I think she loved me. I brought her diamonds, rubies, silver, and gold. But all she wanted was to be saved from the cold. She begged me to catch her, convinced me I should. I promised her a house, all gray stone and wood. We made love in the sea. We made love on the shore. I was just there for playing, but she wanted more. But there's one small problem, you see. I can't grant her wish. My wife gets suspicious when I come home smelling like fish. Good afternoon, my friend. What's a good word?
Diligent, I have not seen it. Just doing the rounds, collecting wedding presents. You're drunk. Let's state the obvious, huh?
It's a wedding, isn't it?
Hooray! Woohoo! Yeah!
Yes. Okay, cool. Well, glad you're enjoying my wedding. Certainly enjoying it more than I am. Let's see what this wall's all about. Nothing I can do with the wall. Alright, so we have to go find Saurus. Who are these people? Elfman!
There'd better be dancing.
I still don't
It's not a real wedding
Whenever
without
I
dancing.
look, I just see the mother.
The mother was far more delicate.
It's the same sort of nose, you must admit that. The breeding shows.
Oh, there you go again with breeding. We're not horses, you know.
Of course not, but bloodlines are important, that's all I'm saying.
I think the whole notion is ridiculous.
Well, you've got the freedom to think so. You come from good stock.
You come from good stock. That's an interesting way to put that.
Well, it's the lucky groom himself. Hello, dear.
Now, love, he probably doesn't remember us.
Oh, of course. I'm Dilwyn, and this is Gethon. We were friends of your mother's. We haven't seen much of you since, well...
Friends, it's okay to say the word died. It's okay to say that. Or passed away. People get really skittish about saying the word dead. Or acknowledging death because they're worried that they're going to upset people. When the reality is, when you skirt around it, you just make it that much more weird because people know exactly what you're saying. The reality is, if a person is dead, they are dead. You can acknowledge it as such. There is nothing wrong about that. If you need to say passed away or something like that to soften the blow, that's okay. Acknowledging reality is a really important thing to do, and you set things off on a weird foot when you get skittish about naming stuff like that. Get comfortable naming stuff like that, and you will often find that your interactions with people around those things become a lot easier and a lot more deep and authentic. I prefer heed the call of Valhalla. All right, well, that's sure. Since she heeded the call of Valhalla. Fascinating, but I gotta go. What can you tell me about her?
Your father still doesn't speak of her, does he?
Adaya was beautiful and full of life and a bit wild.
She wanted you more than anything. It's sad she never got to see you all grown up.
We just wanted to see you today and express our good wishes.
I'm not getting married. Oh boy. Any friend of my mother's is a friend of mine. I'm not interested in your wishes. We'll say thank you. We're gonna be nice.
We've saved a bit of money for this day. We'd like you to have it, to help start your new life.
Very generous of you. Thank you.
Make her bless you.
15 silver. Man, that's cool of you to do. It is not my place to see that token as burdensome. Sometimes people will say no to things like that because they're worried that it is too much of a burden on the people that are giving that gift. Be really careful with that. These people saved that up. It's meaningful for them to give me that amount of money. I actually might hurt the relationship more by assuming that this is something that's going to like be hurtful for them and rejecting it outright. You might say something like, "Are you sure?" And if they say, "Yes, we're sure," you could accept the gift. It's a choice that they've made. Sometimes people will just get weird about people giving them gifts because they're policing those people's boundaries. Don't police other people's boundaries. It's okay to allow people to do something nice for you. I hope Windows is going to make a noise here because I'm going to plug my keyboard in because it's low on battery. Oh, it wasn't that bad. Okay. That was nice of them. What's up, Alpha?
With the ball and chain.
Alienage tree. The Heneldal, the tree of the people. Mostly the old ways are gone. Each generation forgets a little more of the old tongue, a little more of the traditions, and the few things we keep become simple habits, the meaning long since faded. So it is with the Vahendal, the tree of the people. Every alienage has one, I'm told, or they used to. When I was a little girl, my mother told me the tree was a symbol of our Lathan, but not even she knew more. Keeping the Vahendal is just a habit now. Many cities have theirs wither and die, then chop them up for firewood. No great loss.
Hurry up. Waiting around won't make it any easier. Many blessings, young one. We hope to stay for the celebration, but we must be off.
All right. You're not staying for my wedding that I don't want to have happen? You good? What happened?
The human who owns our building has decided to sell it for storage space. We can't afford to live anywhere else here, so we're leaving Denerim.
Oof.
The Osterberg
Where are you going?
Ruins. The army camp there is calling for laborers.
We wanted to look for work in High Ever.
But that's just not possible.
Is there anything I can do to help?
You're still a child. You can't do anything. Enjoy your special day and put us out of your mind.
What my husband means is, you're very generous, but we don't need charity to solve our problems.
Okay. It's not my place. That's cool. I understand. Good luck to you.
Many thanks. Again, blessings on your day.
Wait! Can I talk to you a moment?
Get lost. All right, what's up?
I apologize for my parents. They're too proud to accept help, much less ask for it. My parents will labor in the army camp, and they'll expect me to do the same, but I don't like the idea of being surrounded by human soldiers who haven't seen a woman in months.
Okay. Again, I say this every time we do a playthrough. I fully understand that healthy boundaries have no place in video games. Okay? If protagonists had healthy boundaries, they'd never get involved in anything in video games. Wouldn't happen. Alright, so throwing that off to the side for a second. She has just triangulated us, to an extent, into the problem that she has between herself and her parents. Her coming to me and making this request and saying this without her parents bearing witness to the conversation suggests to me that she either does not feel comfortable sharing this with them, that she has learned not to share these kinds of things with them because they've punished it to extinction, right? Like, it's reflective of some sort of dynamic between her and her parents. This is not for me to hear. I can certainly appreciate that this is something that you're struggling with, but I don't really know what you want me to do about it. This sounds like a conversation that you need to have with your parents. It may be a difficult conversation. They may not want to have it. But if this is something that's super important to you and you're worried that your autonomy and your safety are at stake, you need to bring this up to them. So the best thing that I could do right now is say to them, you should talk to your parents about that. No matter how hard it may be for you to do that. And you control what you say and how you say it. You can't control how they respond. You react to how they respond. But this is what triangulation looks like. This isn't my place to intervene with. The issue sounds like it's between you and your parents. You should talk to them about it. You may not like it, but they will. Jeez, would some money help? Maybe you should stay here? Yeah, I mean, why not stay here, I guess?
I would, but my father would have to believe I have a future here.
Okay. Again, you should talk to him. I'm going to talk to him because I want to see what happens, but she should talk to him.
Really? All right. If you think that will help.
Let me see if I can be a bit of an ally to her. Yeah, have fun entertaining the soldiers? Oh my god, what an awful dialogue choice. Hey, dude.
Hello again. Isn't your wedding soon?
I got more important matters to attend to, homie. Wanted to talk to you about your daughter. I suppose it is.
My daughter?
Yes, I think I have a way that she can stay here. She asked me to help you. Ooh. Ooh. Do I throw her under the bus? I don't know how much danger I actually put her in by throwing her under the bus here. I don't know what the nature of her relationship is to her parents, and if they are willing to take her outside the city limits and subject her to nasty humans, I don't know what the nature of their relationship is to her, so I'm going to protect her in this request and not throw her under the bus and make this seem like maybe it's my idea.
I don't take advice from children, nor do I plan to split up my family. Now excuse me.
I'm not speaking for myself.
That's unusual. I'm listening.
He prefers to remain anonymous. She should stay with my father, or actually I'm just speaking for myself. Ooh, this is interesting. I don't know that I can I think I have to... Oh man, I'm just gonna thrust her on my dad? Hey dad! Hey dad, go ahead and just... You cool with this, right? My bed's empty now. You cool? Just random person from the alienage living with you now? You cool with that?
Does he? And I'm supposed to trust some mysterious figure who sends messages through children.
Please, maybe we should just hear him out.
No, we don't have time for games. Good day.
Shit. Oh, well, I tried. I'm sorry. Oh, God. I could have anticipated that was going to happen, I guess. If I was him, I don't know that I would have believed me either. It felt weird throwing my dad under the bus like that, though.
You're lucky you made such a good match.
Am I? Hey, look, there's a dog and a big rat that's bigger than the cat. Holy shit. Tador, what's
Hello
up?
there. Congratulations on the big day. Have you seen Soros?
I'm looking for him, actually.
Well, if you see him, ask him to come by and say hello, will you?
Well, I mean, you could go look too instead of just standing here like this. I'm just gonna stand by this tree and hope he passes my path. If this is... Dude, move 3 feet to your right. And he is standing right here. Okay? Just move this, just get your sight line over just a little bit. Maybe you're gonna see him. He's just chilling right here. It's Soros. There's a guy quite literally 100 feet away from us that's looking for you, bud. And my sense is that he is not particularly bright. What a lazy man.
Well, if it isn't my lucky cousin. Care to celebrate the end of our independence together?
What's a weird thing to laugh about? Getting cold feet? That's projection. That's absolutely projection. Getting cold feet, Soros, is me taking my experience and assuming that that's his experience. That's what that is. Is running away still an option?
Are you insane? Where would you go? Into the woods to live with the Dalish elves?
Just not thrilled at the idea of being married, man.
You're not thrilled? Apparently your bride's a dream come true. Mine sounds like a dying mouse.
Maybe you'll get a cage for a wedding present. Oh my god. I'm sure she's quite nice. We're gonna just go with the stage. Jesus Christ.
Great. I'll spend the next 50 years with a nice girl who hides grain away for the winter. Let's go introduce you to your dreamy betrothed before you say I do.
Okay. Hey, Soros, there's a guy right here. Oh my god.
There's the man of the hour. How are you, Soros?
I'm well. Have you met my cousin? He's getting
Eco.
married today, too.
Wrong
Not
game.
formally, no. Blessings to both of you lucky grooms.
I don't think... I'm not gonna... it's not my business to say what Soros thinks. Just thanks, man. It's a nice platitude.
There is something you should know, Soros. My brothers won't be coming. They left to find the Dalish, you see.
Good. Great. We gotta go.
They're elves who supposedly live free wandering the forests. I don't think they really exist, though.
Well, my brothers certainly believe they do. Even Alarith swears that Dalish elves saved him on his way to Denerim. Nonsense.
Pushy, thank you for the Prime sub. Interesting. So nobody's really fully sure whether the Dalish elves are real. I see no reason why they shouldn't exist. Let's keep it benign.
Indeed.
The
I told
shopkeeper?
my brothers that when he was fleeing his homeland, he found the Dalish. Or they found him. I don't really remember.
Well, I wouldn't worry about it. They were probably just taken in by another old story. Theodore, it was great seeing you. I'm sure your brothers will show up in a few days, embarrassed and hungry.
I hope so. I should go. Best wishes to you both.
Thanks, man. New Codex, the Dalish Elves. I took the road north from Val Royeaux toward Navarro with a merchant caravan. A scant 2 days past the Orlesian border, we were beset by bandits. They struck without warning from the cover of the trees, hammering our wagons with arrows, killing most of the caravan guards instantly. The few who survived the arrow storm drew their blades and charged into the trees after our attackers. We heard screams muffled by the forest, and then nothing more of those men. After a long silence, the bandits appeared. Elves covered in tattoos and dressed in hides. They looted all the supplies and valuables they could carry from the merchants and disappeared back into the trees. These, I was informed later, were the Dalish, and wild elves who lurk in the wilderness on the fringes of settled lands, preying upon travelers and isolated farmers. These wild elves have reverted to the worship of their false gods and are rumored to practice their own form of magic, rejecting all human society. Alright, cool. So they are more autonomous, it would seem. Oh, shit!
Let go of me! Stop, please!
It's a party, isn't it? Grab a whore and have a good time. Savor the hunt, boys. Take this little elven wench here. So young and vulnerable.
Touch me and I'll gut you, you pig!
Please, my lord. We're celebrating weddings here.
Silence, worm!
Jesus.
I know what you're thinking, but maybe we shouldn't get involved.
Oh, that's a human. Okay. Alright, so this makes a little bit more sense. I thought that was an elf, and I was like, this is crazy. What the hell? Alright, so... Wow. Oh, man. Okay, so we're at our first real heavy juncture here. I think it's very easy for us to be like, okay, we should totally fight that guy. That may not end particularly well for us. This guy has the weight of the entire human community behind him. So, if I try to attack this guy, one, I don't know if I can best him. Two, I potentially put not just myself, but everybody else at risk by doing this. Like, there are times where I'm not advocating for allowing abuse like this to happen. There are times where getting more involved and pushing back creates more danger. To me, this might be one of those instances. We need to figure out how to keep ourselves safe and let this guy go. And then if we're going to have a plan as a group to how to fight this, we need to be able to come together and figure this out. I don't want to put more people in danger by attacking this guy. All right, so I'm going to give a little bit of a show of force, but I'm not going to escalate this. I just don't think it's going to be worth it to do that. Remember, we've been slaves. This is the power, by the way, of institutional weight that people have. Like, when you have a massively dominant group, in this case the humans, versus a significantly marginalized group, the elves, a lot of times it's really easy for people to look at something like this and go, oh, well, why don't the elves just rise up and fight against them? You can't. I mean, you could, but you don't have power. You don't have weapons. You don't have numbers. You have nothing on them. It's not that easy. You have to have a really coordinated attack against a show of force that's much bigger than your own, which means you have to pick your spots. That's what makes all of this institutionalized power and control so powerful for people, because it's not as easy as just change your circumstances. You always have a choice, but that choice could be one that really has some awful consequences, and that's what we're staring down the barrel of right now while we're sitting here with this human guy coming and acting like a jackass.
Fine, but let's try to be diplomatic, shall we?
What's this? The two grooms come to welcome me personally.
I'm not advocating for how this guy is treating us. But in the spirit of this channel, right? We always want to try to figure out the context through which people are interacting with us. So I think it's an important question for us to ask, why is this guy acting like this? Why would this guy come into this community and be a complete jackass to us? Because we've got essentially no power. So he's on an ego trip here. My assumption is that this guy has only ever seen one representation of elves, and it's likely that they are scum. I can only imagine what the representation of elves is amongst the human ranks. They probably talk about them as if they're rats, as if they're less than human, right? As if they are no different than the vermin that occupy the alleys of the slums of the town that we're in. And that they are something that you are allowed to, they are objectified to a point that you're allowed to exert influence and feel good about yourself as a result. So if that's the only story you have about elves, this guy is not coming into this community looking at us as a diverse group of people with wants, desires, and things that can be empathized with. We are objects. That is what makes this particularly scary, because we're not working with somebody who necessarily has the ability at this point to empathize with us and to stand down, because that's not how we've been represented to him. In some ways, it's actually very sad that this guy is operating from something that's been burned into his mind. So perhaps this is a guy who doesn't have a lot of power in the human ranks, and so he comes to the elves to pick on them so that he can feel good about himself. Because like I've said already multiple times in this playthrough, when people don't feel like they have power and agency, they punch down. It's just how people operate. So this guy is punching down, and he's working with an oversimplified representation. This is why representation is so important, friends. This is why diverse, accurate, empathic representation is so important, because it prevents shit like this from happening. Let's just talk this over, shall we? I really don't think that this is going to go well, but again, I do not want to escalate this, and this feels like the only one that doesn't escalate him. We're working with a man who sees me as an object.
Maybe you should invite us over for dinner.
It.
Do you have any idea who I am?
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Are you insane? This is Varn Orion, the Earl of Denerim's son.
What? Oh, Maker.
Oh no. No, I don't know how I can't justify that. Holy shit, man. Just imagine what we'll do to you two. That's a pretty strong... Boy, that's doubling down. I don't know that that's a terrible choice. Maybe his father should have taught him better manners. Oh boy. Oh boy. Take him home. If you don't mention this, we won't. We can't trust that. I don't know that there's any reasoning with him. I actually think I have to double down on this. She cracked the door open. There's really no going back. Like, we have to respond to what happened. We can't go with what we wish was happening here. We have to go with what we got. So I'm going to try to intimidate him.
You've a lot of nerve, knife ears. This'll go badly for you.
Oh, I really messed up this time.
Yes, you did.
It'll be all right. He won't tell anyone an elven woman took him down.
I hope so. I should get cleaned up.
Is everybody else all right?
I think we're just shaken. What was that about?
Looks like the Jarl's son started drinking too early. Well, let's not let this ruin the day. This is Valora, my betrothed.
No. No wonder he was. He's like. Oh my god, this guy's complaining about his wife. Alright. See, she doesn't have hair, she doesn't have a brain. Now I understand why this guy's not particularly happy. She's essentially a mask with robes on. Oh no. And who's the girl with her? Not mine, I hope. Oh god. And your companion is my betrothed?
Pleased to meet you. Source has said so
Oh
much
no!
of you. Some even positive.
That's my wife!
Don't get me in trouble, Nessiara. We'll leave you two alone now.
Well, here we are. Are you nervous?
I'm so... Oh no! Oh no! Oh my god! Oh no! Oh no! By the way, Mick, we forgot to tell you that your betrothed doesn't have a hair or a brain. Oh no, are you nervous? I'm incredibly nervous. I am so nervous. Oh my god. Oh, I wasn't ready for this. Oh, I'm sort of nauseated actually. I kind of am. Oh, all right. Well, I was nervous until I saw you. Let's leave them to prepare, Source. Oh god, I don't want to just straight up ignore her. I'm gonna go at nauseated. We might as well start my marriage out with the truth, right? Like, there's no sense in beating around the bush on this. Oh no.
I understand. My stomach was in knots the whole way here.
Oh man. How was your trip?
Uneventful, thankfully. The trade caravan we accompanied had little of value. I think that kept the bandits away.
Oh.
It was hard to leave Highever, but your father's matchmaker spoke highly of you, and rightfully so. Denerim itself seems friendlier than Highever. Perhaps because it's so large that humans take less notice of us.
Just not interested in this whole deal, if I'm being honest with you.
Are you saying you don't want to marry me?
I'm gonna try not to be overly annoyed by that response. I just met you. I really believe that a lot of issues that people have interpersonally is because we over-personalize stuff. So, my hesitation to get married has nothing to do with her. And honestly, if she sat and thought about it for a second, she probably would realize that that's the case. But instead, she makes it some sort of personal shot at her. You mean you don't want to marry me? No, I don't want to get married, period. I don't know that I want to do this. be really mindful about the ways in which you personalize things, because sometimes that is going to leave you just completely missing the mark in conversations. There's a better chance that when people say stuff, it's not personal than it is. We don't even know enough about each other to make this personal. Jesus. This is, man, that's brutal. I just don't want to get married at all. Nothing personal.
I see. Well, I hope in time you can learn to...
Come on, cousin. We should let them get ready.
We'll see you two in a bit. Don't disappear on us.
It'll be fine. You'll see.
Don't look now, but we have another problem.
Oh boy. Are the humans coming back? Other than telling my betrothed off? What do you mean?
Another human just walked in. Could be one of Vaughn's or just a random troublemaker. Either way, we need to move him along before someone does something stupid.
Let's just kill him. When humans shouldn't cause too much trouble.
I'm more worried about some of our boys. Wine is flowing, and I don't think we want another incident. Let's do this
Talk
quickly.
to him. Let's go see what's up, man. Oh my gosh. All right, so I really appreciate. I just want to take a second and just say I really appreciate that all of you are here. I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. This has been an absolute pleasure. We get it. She doesn't have hair. It's a glitch. I'm gonna pretend that she has hair from now on. I'm not gonna make it canon that she doesn't have a head or that she doesn't have hair. I also want to just give a quick reminder to those of you that are in chat. Please don't backseat. Please don't spoil. I also would appreciate if you don't tell me necessarily what option to pick. I realize there's some pretty funny ones and whatnot, but I'm really glad that y'all are here. You can post a link. You can post it in Discord, Shadowed. There's a channel in Discord called Stream Clips, and you're more than welcome to post it there. All right, this guy just like walked in. Now remember, we don't know who this guy is. I know he was in the opening cutscene, but we don't know who he is.
Good day. I understand congratulations are in order for your impending wedding.
If you're him, the human, you have to understand something very important. You are part of the dominant group that is marginalizing the group that we are in. He could be incredibly well-intentioned here. He says, congratulations are in order for your impending wedding. That's a very nice thing of him to say. If he's smart and mindful of context, he's gonna know that we as elves are going to approach him with hesitation. He does not get to have the benefit of the doubt from us. People in dominant groups are not entitled to the benefit of the doubt from marginalized groups. Because we have had so many humans hurt us, including the ones we just saw 5 minutes ago, that this guy is just as capable of hurting us and is part of that dominant group, and he is heavily armed. You do not get the benefit of the doubt. It is his responsibility to be the one that de-escalates and shows that he's an ally, and it needs to be more than just an initiation of a congratulations about the impending wedding. It's not necessarily every human, but it could be any human. All right? So this is a real dynamic here that we're on the other side of right now because we're playing as the elves. But he's in the dominant group and he is potentially dangerous to us, and it's on him to know that. It's not on us to educate him about that. It's not on us to say, hey man, you realize that like when you came in here that like you're pretty dangerous and we're all going to be worried about you? No, that's ridiculous for him to expect that. He needs to know the context he's walking in on, and he needs to be very careful. And we're hoping that he is. So if you're part of a dominant identity and you walk into a situation where you got lots of folks that are in marginalized groups relative to you, you need to be mindful of the way that you are situated in that hierarchy. You're not wanted here. This is a private ceremony. That's not a terrible thing to say. Let's talk about your impending beating. Yikes. Thanks, but please go. I'd rather avoid any unpleasantness. Do you have any business here, human? Again, I want to approach this calmly. So we're going to ask him if he has any business here. Let's be curious about what's going on, get a little bit of a feel for what's up.
I do. I believe, however, that I may have already found what I was seeking.
And what might that be?
That is my business.
Dude, you can't come in here and be cryptic like... See, that's... You can't come in here and be cryptic like that. Then you'll be leaving, I assume.
I'm sorry, but I have no intention of leaving.
That, I guess, is his ability by virtue of being part of the dominant group here. Please leave, man.
And I refuse yet again. Now what?
You seriously looking for a fight, dude? Oh, boy. I'm gonna try to de-escalate. I don't have any leverage here. This dude's got 2 swords and a giant suit of armor on. I've got no chance. I'm in fucking wedding clothes. I have no chance. All right, maybe we can compromise, dude. What? Can we throw me a bone here?
He keeps his composure even when facing down an unknown and armed human. A true gift, wouldn't you say, Valendrian?
I would say the world has far more use of those who know how to stay their blades. It is good to see you again, my old friend. It has been far too long.
What?
May I present Duncan, head of the Grey Wardens in Ferelden.
Why would he be here? I don't know how much we know about the Grey Wardens, but why would he be here?
The worst has happened. A blight has begun. King Kalen summons the Grey Wardens to Ostagar to fight the Darkspawn horde alongside his armies.
Yes, I had heard the news. Still, this is an awkward time. There is to be a wedding. 2, in fact.
So I see. By all means, attend to your ceremonies. My concerns can wait for now.
Very well. Children, treat Duncan as my guest. And for the Maker's sake, take your places.
Please, do not let me interrupt further. We shall speak more later.
I didn't let you interrupt. You interrupted. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings, the Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness and prevailed. Like many others, Duncan gave up his family name when he joined the ranks of the Wardens, a symbolic gesture of cutting ties. You might say this was a convenience in his case, however. His mother was from the Anderfells, his father from Tevinter. His childhood was spent in the free marches and Orleas. His people were everywhere and his homeland was nowhere. He was given the almost impossible task of leading the Wardens in Ferelden, a kingdom that had thrown the Order out 200 years earlier. Facing local suspicion and hostility, he set about finding recruits. I don't know that I want to read too much about the individual people. I kind of want to learn them as we go. I don't want all of that. It's a very weird thing for him to test me there. The first blight had already raged for 90 years. The world was in chaos. A god had risen, twisted and corrupted. The remaining gods of Tevinter were silent, withdrawn. What writing we have recovered from those times is filled with despair, for everyone believed, from the greatest archons to the lowliest slaves, that the world was coming to an end. At Weissopt Fortress, in the desolate Anderfells, a meeting transpired. Soldiers of the Imperium, seasoned veterans who had known nothing their entire lifetimes except hopeless war, came together. When they left Weissopt, they had renounced their oaths to the Imperium. They were soldiers no longer. They were Grey Wardens. The Wardens began an aggressive campaign against the Blight, striking back against the Darkspawn, reclaiming lands given up for the lost. The Blight was far from over, but their victories brought notice, and soon they received aid from every nation in Thedas. They grew in number as well as reputation. Finally, in the year 992 of the Tevinter Imperium, upon the Silent Plains, they met the Archdaemon Dumas in battle. A third of all the armies of northern Thedas were lost to the fighting, but Dumas fell, and the Darkspawn fled back underground. Even that was not the end. The Imperium once revered 7 gods: Dumat, Zazikel, Toth, Andral, Rezikel, Lusican, and Earthamiel. 4 have risen as archdemons. The Grey Wardens have kept watch through the ages, well aware that peace is fleeting and that their war continues until the last of the dragon gods is gone. Darkspawn. Those who had sought to claim heaven by violence destroyed it. What was golden and pure turned black. Those who had once been mage lords, the brightest of their age, were no longer men, but monsters. The Renodes, 12:1. Sin was the midwife that ushered the Darkspawn into this world. The Magisters fell in the Golden City, and their fate encompassed all the worlds, for they were not alone. No one knows where the Darkspawn come from. A dark mockery of men in the darkest places they thrive, growing in numbers as a plague of locusts will. In raids, they will often take captives, dragging their victims alive into deep roads, but most evidence suggests that these are eaten. Like spiders, it seems Darkspawn prefer their food still breathing. Perhaps they are simply spawned by the darkness. Certainly, we know that evil has no trouble perpetuating itself. The last blight was in the Age of Towers, striking once again at the heart of Tevinter, spreading south into Orlais and east into the Free Marches. The plague spread as far as Ferelden, but the withering and twisting of the land stopped well beyond our borders. Here, Darkspawn have never been more than the stuff of legends. In the northern lands, however, particularly Tevinter and the Anderfels, they say Darkspawn haunt the hinterlands, preying on outlying farmers and isolated villages, a constant threat. Damn. That doesn't sound fun at all.
Was there something else?
I have some questions.
By all means.
Curious about the Grey Wardens.
What would you like to know?
What do they do?
We dedicate our lives to fighting Darkspawn wherever they appear, doing whatever it takes to stop them. It is our only charge.
Can elves be part of the club?
In fact, some of our greatest heroes have been elven. The Warden Garahel, he that slew the last archdemon, was such a one. I could tell you a great deal more about them, but I suspect you've other things to do at the moment.
It's cool, though. Get that representation, man. We got elves in the Grey Wardens. That's badass. That tells me that maybe I could do that. I don't know if I want to do that, but maybe I could do that. Gotta check with my wife first.
Valendrian
know the
and
Elder?
I have known each other for almost 20 years, since the time I tried to recruit your mother, in fact.
You tried recruiting my mother?
I did. Your mother was a fiery woman. She would have made an excellent Grey Warden.
So what happened?
I never made the offer. Valendrian convinced me that it was better for her to remain here with her family. As there was no blight and thus no immediate need for recruits, I deferred to his wishes. But it seems she passed her training on to you. Am I right?
She did. Until she died.
I'm very sorry for your loss. I've already heard a great deal about you, if you must know, but we can speak more of this later. You have a wedding to attend.
He has me at a bit of a disadvantage there by knowing stuff about me when I don't know anything about him. Elfman.
Good luck with the ball and chain.
Thanks, man. Okay. I guess let's go get married. Lundrian.
Oh, Saurus. There you are. I was afraid you'd run off.
No, I'm here. Fellow groom in tow.
My, how eager you both look to be here.
Valendrian and Mother Boann are here. Time to face the music.
So, I want to point out really quickly the difference in how the female elves are reacting to this versus myself and Saurus. It tells me that, to an extent, we have been socialized differently. And that there is a real difference in how gender is cultivated in this community. both of the wives-to-be seem to be perfectly okay with this. They're maybe even excited about it. They're taking it in stride. Both of the men, however, are very hesitant. They almost have this sense that they could do more than this. So it speaks to some of the ways that the people in this community have been socialized around this stuff. And you can see these things if you listen to people. If you look for differences in how people orient themselves to certain things, you can sometimes get some insight into their values, sure, but you can also get some insight into what they've potentially learned as they've been brought up. There certainly could be some open-mindedness. I agree with that. Also, that open-mindedness has likely been cultivated because they've been very overt about it. Like, people don't just kind of show up randomly in these spaces and act the way that they do. They're borrowing from things that they've learned. It's just, you know, I don't have any necessarily, like, clear hypothesis about what it is specifically that they were taught, but it's something to look out for in how people talk about certain things. Time to face the music. Hit my signal. We run. God, I don't know how much of a shitstorm this would cause. This is so interesting because, like, I really don't like the... Like, if you really don't want to do this, I don't like the idea of accepting it. Make me is a little immature. At my signal, we run. I don't know that they're gonna... man.
That's the spirit.
Friends and family, today we celebrate not only this joining, but also our bonds of kin and kind. We are a free people. But that was not always so. Andraste, the Maker's prophet, freed us from the bonds of slavery. As our community grows, remember that our strength lies in commitment to tradition and to each other.
Thank you, Valandrian. Now let us begin. In the name of the Maker who brought us this world, and in whose name we say the chant of light,
Uh-oh.
My lord, this is
oh boy,
an unexpected surprise.
Oh Jesus.
Sorry to interrupt, Mother, but I'm having a party, and we're dreadfully short of female guests.
My lord, this is a wedding.
If you want to dress up your pets and have tea parties, that's your business. But don't pretend this is a proper wedding. Now, we're here for a good time, aren't we, boys?
Just a good time with the ladies, that's all.
Let's take those two. The one in the tight dress and... Where's the bitch that bottled me?
Oof.
Over here, Lord Vaughn!
Let me go, you stuffed shirt son of a...
Oh, I'll enjoy taming her. And see the pretty bride.
What do we do?
Ooh, boy, what do we do? Thank you for the 550 bits, Evie. I appreciate that. Boy, save our skins and get out of here. Oh my goodness, this is really bad. Free. You know, it's we're not actually free. This is quite the pickle. Fighting is not a good option. I really don't believe that it's a good option. I've got nothing on me. Like, I really think we gotta run. Maybe we're faster. None of these are helpful. You're a coward, Saurus? Yeah, sure. Let me just take a shot at you while we already have this shit going on. Right? They're taking your wife. State the obvious. Nothing unless you have any ideas. No, we're running. Right? He asked me what we should do. Let's go.
Ah, yes. The uppity runt that thinks he's worthy of speaking to me. Don't worry. I'll return whatever's left in time for the honeymoon.
kind of spit in his face a little bit. I mean, I'll kill you. No, I won't. You have no right to do this. Doesn't matter. This is a completely worthless statement. Take what you came for and go. It's a little cold. I could be a bit passive-aggressive here.
Not even a shadow of a man, I see. Back to the palace, boys.
Can you hear me, cousin? Are you all right?
Backhand and a knockout, I suppose, is better than a sword to the gut. I had no way of... There's no way to win there. That's the thing. That's how you know how much power the humans have here. There is no option there. There's no diplomacy. There's no running. There's no fighting. There's very little that I can do there. So I have to just work with what I got. You try to de-escalate. Maybe you try to be a bit passive-aggressive and show that... I mean, I get that it didn't go exactly the way that I was expecting that it was going to go, but there's not much I could do there. So if I get out of there with a slap... What happened?
You took a good headshot. They roughed up a few others, too. Vaughn took Shiani, Nessiara, Valora, and the rest of the women in the wedding party back to the palace. The Elder is talking to Duncan, that Grey Warden. Everyone is getting upset.
Of course they're upset.
Me neither. We should see if we can help. They're by the tree.
The commandments of the Maker. These truths the Maker has revealed to me, as there is but one world, one life, one death, there is but one God, and he is our Maker. They are sinners who have given their love to false gods. Magic exists to serve man and never to rule over him. Foul and corrupt are they who have taken his gift and turned it against his children. They shall be named Maleficar, accursed ones. They shall find no rest in this world or beyond. All men are the work of the Maker's hands, from the lowest slaves to the highest kings. Those who bring harm without provocation to the least of his children are hated and accursed by the Maker. Those who bear false witness and work to deceive others know this: there is but one truth. All things are known to our Maker, and he shall judge their lies. All things in this world are finite. What one man gains, another has lost. Those who steal from their brothers and sisters do not harm their livelihood, and to their peace of mind, our Maker sees this with a heavy heart. I mean, that only works if everybody buys into it. The chant of light, the blight. No matter their power, their triumphs, the mage lords of Tevinter were men and doomed to die. Then a voice whispered within their hearts, shall you surrender your power to the time like the beasts of the fields? You are the lords of the earth. Go forth to claim the empty throne of heaven and be gods. In secret they worked, magic upon magic. All their power and all their vanity they turned against the veil, until at last it gave way. Above them a river of light. Before them the throne of heaven waiting. Beneath their feet the footprints of the Maker, and all around them echoed a vast silence. But when they took a single step toward the empty throne, a great voice cried out, shaking the very foundations of heaven and earth. And so is the golden city blackened with each step you take in my hall. Marvel at perfection, for it is fleeting. You have brought sin to heaven and doom upon all the world. Violently were they cast down, for no mortal may walk boldly into the realm of dreams, bearing the mark of their crime. Bodies so maimed and distorted that none should see them and known them for men. Deep in the earth they fled, away from the light. In darkness eternal they searched for those who had goaded them on, until at last they found their prize, their god, their betrayer, the sleeping dragon Dumas. Their taint twisted even in the false god, and the whisperer awoke at last in pain and horror, and led them to wreak havoc upon the nations of the world, the first blight. Damn, that was tits. Humans are rough, man. All right, let's see what's up. This can't.
Please, all of you, listen. I know you are upset, and with good reason. But there is nothing we can do right now.
He's right. Running after them will just make matters worse.
So we do nothing. They took my sister.
Where are they now? Let's ask questions.
They were taken to the Arl's palace, I suspect. Normally I'd counsel patients. Unfortunately, stories about the Arl's son and his appetites are most disturbing.
We need to do something now. We should go to the garrison for help, so there's nothing we can do. Let's do something.
But what can we do? We're talking about the Arl's palace. Even with the Arl and his knights gone, it'll be guarded.
Elder, may I offer a suggestion? I work inside the palace. I could sneak one, perhaps two others in through the servants' entrance. Nobody will notice an extra pair of elves looking around.
We could be in and out before anyone knows the difference. If the women are there, it'll mean a fight. That would be incredibly dangerous. We'd be in and out of there.
I'm with you, of course. But if we run into trouble, we won't be able to talk our way out of it.
For that, you will need weapons. Allow me to offer you my own longsword and bow. A man should be able to defend his loved ones properly.
Damn, dude. I mean, you could, as a human, go into the human space with the elves and use your identity that matches them to sow dissonance into their ranks and potentially engage in diplomacy on our behalf as an ally. You could do that. That might even have more power than your sword in my hand. Just spitballing here, Duncan. Surely Duncan could go for help. They'd believe him. I mean, that seems...
I fear I cannot. Trust me when I say my intervention would cause you more trouble than it would solve.
Then your path is set. I pray the Maker looks on it with favor.
You're all insane. The guards will burn our homes down around us.
Enough, Elva. You've had your say. They shall try. For their own honor and the honor of the women, we must trust in the Maker.
I'll make sure the way is clear. When you're ready, meet me at the alienage gate.
Look, man, I understand. I'm not trying to go into a giant existential philosophical debate here, but we have to trust in the Maker is a very weird thing to say here. If the Maker is all-knowing and omniscient, why is this happening in the first place? Why should I trust a Maker that lets this happen under his watch? As if somehow he's gonna go, oh, oops, I let this bad thing happen. Silly me. I was over here intervening with the Dalish elves, and I just forgot that the humans that I made and the elves that I made are having problems. Oh, geez. Maybe now I should go show up and help them out. Oops. I have such a hard time with that. Like, the Maker has been discussed within this as being this giant omniscient being, and they're just like, we should trust the Maker. Like, no. Why don't we create a plan and trust in ourselves? Don't chalk this up to what's in the Maker's hands. Good Lord. No. I mean, I understand that there are some ways in which, like, the symbolism of this is helpful for people because it gives them purpose and a sense of empowerment. But we can't just fall back on that in times of adversity and go, well, it's in the Maker's hands now. The Maker's letting this happen to us in the first place, so that's a little weird.
You must hurry to the palace.
All right, we're leaving.
Maker, watch over you both.
All right, come on, Saurus. Too bad I can't put my level 47 dragon armor on, huh?
son. I don't know what to say.
I'm a man now. You don't need to say anything. Don't say anything. I'll be back before you know it. I'm a man now. That's a powerful statement.
So much like your mother. Our hopes go with you.
Okay. Cool. Well, now where do I go? To the wall? Or am I going the other way? I need to go back into my house. I don't think I need to go. Do I go this way? Oh, I need to go the other way. Okay. Good luck, son. Thank you. Alright. Let's go. It's adventure time. I gotta say, for being a game that came out in 2010, these graphics hold up pretty well. Like, you know, it's got a little age. Pretty solid.
You made it. I sent word ahead to get the servants' entrance unlocked.
Nice.
Are you ready to go?
Guy's got huge hands. Should we find a change of clothes?
I've got some things. You can change on the way.
Cool. Give me something cool. Alright. Saurus, I think you probably should have changed clothes too, but okie dokie. Alright, now, which way do we go? You are in a combat situation. Mastery of the battlefield is important. Zoom in and out to combat, gain a better view of your situation. You can also pause for tactical preparation by pressing the space bar. Right-click on them. Use the talent. Left-click on your quick bar to use it against your current target.
For more practice.
Oh, God. This guy's like...
I'll defend myself if I have to. It wants to fight.
Jesus. Jeez.
All right.
We're gonna get our asses kicked. This guy is strong. Look at this. This guy's got a mace and a sword.
Shall we?
We should not be fighting him. Hey, dog, help me out. Dog.
Why can't you humans leave us alone?
Help me.
That's for Shiani.
Oh. Let's do this quickly, shall we? Nice try.
I mean, ultimately, I'm taking the shit out of this.
That was close. Much better than that.
I mean, I got plenty of health. This guy's weak as shit. This guy can't beat us with a sword and a shield and a full set of armor. This guy sucks.
Why can't you humans leave us alone?
Oh, I had a way. I forgot. He literally gave me his sword. I have his sword, and I'm sitting here just punching the shit out of this guy. Every time you gain a level, your character gains new abilities and improves statistics. Left click on the plus button next to your character's portrait to level up. Okay. Okay. Oh my god, what a doofus. Oh man. Alright. Precise striking. Warrior tries to make each attack count, sacrificing attack speed for a bonus. I don't know that I like that. Maybe let's throw some more into shield. Let's go shield defense. I don't have a shield yet, but... Actually, you know what? No, we'll just wait until I get leveled up a little bit more. Holy shit. Alright, can I loot this guy? No. Get anything good? Oh my god. Alright, we got a sword now. So you thought those GTA headshots were good? Check out this punching. Seriously, man. That's hilarious that we just beat this guy up. This guy is the worst soldier that the humans have ever hired in the history of ever. Yo, what's up, dude? Oh! There we go. This is a little bit better now. Oh shit. What is this thing? Oh boy.
Now this should be fun! Let's end this quickly! How amusing! I'll defend myself if I have to! Let's do this quickly, shall we?
Dude, these things are strong.
This isn't too bad.
Whoop!
I'm gonna need to give Soros some weapons here. I can't have him just punching. Save your game often. Orange is known to crash. Is there a quick save button? Oh yeah, there we go. Jeez. All right, Soros needs a weapon, man. Soros, take this dagger. There you go. Maybe change your clothes, buddy. All right, there we go. Okay. Is F how to, all right, save game.
We should try to be quiet. Hurry. We can't risk someone
Yes.
noticing and locking the door.
We're so quiet right now. We have gone so quiet. Good thing we don't have guns, I guess. Where do we want to go here? F5 to quick save. Fabulous. Thank you very much, Sadie. Shit. We're just gonna slay every human in the city right now. He's an archer. Come here. Ah. Ah. Soros. Buddy.
Point me.
Have at you.
That's for ruining my wedding.
That's for ruining my wedding. Alright, he's got a health potion on him. Don't worry about it, guys. Okay. This just does not feel like the way. Maybe we go this way? Isn't that... Dude, tell me where we're supposed to go. You're the one that knows where we're supposed to go. Why are you putting this on me to lead the party here? Come on, man. Oh, shit.
Yes.
More dogs. So this combat is a lot like KOTOR. For anybody that ever played KOTOR, this is essentially the same thing. Once I get more moves, I'll be able to do more.
After you.
Soros, fight the same thing as me. I don't want to... Come on.
Not enough. Let's do this quickly, shall we?
There are abilities down here. I just don't have them yet. I'm not holding a two-handed weapon.
Now this should be
I
fun.
think someone is watching out for us.
Okay. At least I don't think... Like, I guess I could do a wield, but I don't know that I want to do that. Alright, we gotta find our way over... Oh man, Jade Empire is so good. Alright, we got more dogs over here. Oh boy. I am weak.
How amusing! Oh, look! It wants to fight! Was there any doubt?
Just hilarious to me that we're supposed to like go quiet. And we're just we are going full loud. Going well, Sean.
How about you then?
Yeah, I can do this if I want, but I don't like this view. How about you?
We did it! We're okay!
These pumpkins. Death root.
I'm off.
This is a cool little area. Howdy, folks. Don't mind us just slaying all the guards and dogs. We mean no harm to any of you. Nice little serenity fountain as I just slay your fellow compadres. Carl's Palace.
This is it.
Okay.
There's a guard posted inside, but he's usually drunk or asleep.
Can you see your mini-map fine on your screen? Yeah, I can, yeah. It's just hard for you guys to see. Oh, will we get any help in there? Where do I find Vaughn? Where do they take the women? We're ready. Where do I find Vaughn?
He might be in his quarters, the north side of the palace.
Will we get any help in there?
Maybe, but don't think every elf you see is your friend. Plenty of bootlicks would sound the alarm for a pat on the head.
Where would they take the women?
I don't know. They'll be entertaining Vaughn and his men, I imagine.
Yes. All right.
Good luck. Keep your wits about you.
Thank you, big hands. Here we go. Hey, Bianca. Right. You ready, Source? Gotta be chill. Avery Connors, thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. Welcome in, friends. You there. Oh, he's asleep. Okay. Barrel. What do we got in here? Cleanser. The vapors coming out of this are strong enough to burn the eyes and throat.
Intruders!
Oh!
Sound the alarm!
Oh, no!
I don't know if I can do this, cousin.
No! Oh, shit. Sound the alarm.
That won't stop me!
Going loud.
Pay for what Vaughn did. Kill me. I don't regret that!
Ooh, longsword. Ooh, I got a shield too. Alright, this is worth it. Give me that shield. Okay, we're sword and board now. Love it. Longsword, +2 attack versus... It's a 7. This is 7.7, so let's go ahead and swap that out. Good shit. Am I over encumbered? I don't think I am. Alarm not sounded. I think we're okay.
Should try to be quiet.
Yeah, I understand that, but I don't know what the button is to be quiet. Crouch is move forward, toggle, run, walk, numpad, slash, swap weapon set, slash. Close the door.
I'm off.
Greenstone. I don't know what that does, but we're gonna take it. Worry about that later. Look at me walking with my big burly arms here. Liquor closet. Okay. Are you cool, Mr. Cook? What's up, man?
You there? Who are you? Speak quick, Worms, before I call the guards and they clip your nasty ears.
You not see how blood-soaked I am, dude? You don't want to mess with me. Where are our women? We're new servants. Just passing through. Don't mind us. I'm here to kill Lord Vaughn. We're the new servants with swords and shields.
New servants? The last thing this kitchen needs is more disgusting elves stealing silver and spreading their diseases everywhere. Wait. Why are you dressed like that? You're bandits, rebels, outlaws. The guards will make quick work of you. Oh!
Ooh, yeah.
You've
Thanks,
no
homie.
idea how long that Shem's had it coming.
Thanks, homie. I'm Mick. This is Source.
Well met. I'm Odwin, the cook's assistant. A friend of a friend said you'd be coming. They took the women you're looking for to Lord Vaughn's quarters. You should hurry. He's not known for his kindness. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm getting out of here before the storm hits.
Good call, man. Very smart. Very smart. Cook was knocked out and he disappeared.
Going.
Can't unlock the liquor cabinet. Bummer. Alright, let's figure out, see what door we want to go through. Storage cabinet. Rat poison. Interesting. Pile of sacks. Blank vellum. Fine treated lambskin suitable for exacting illustration and script. Maybe we can sell some of this stuff at some point. We'll see. Might as well take it, though. Go through here.
Where did you get a weapon, elf?
Uh-oh. You better talk quick, scum!
Oh, it was, I found it nearby. I was bringing it to the armory. Get back to your game and maybe you'll live. Found it nearby. I was bringing it back.
Is that so? An unlikely story if I ever heard one. You maggots are gonna die slowly.
Disagree. Hard disagree.
Let's do this quick.
Yeah.
Right.
Saurus. I need you to fight. Yep, fight the same guy. Oh man, I'm getting my ass kicked. And dead. Okay, good. Saurus, you take care of him. I'm gonna fight this guy. Saurus. Saurus. There you go. Thank you. Alright, Saurus, you gotta tank him, buddy. I'm in a bad way. I need to take a health pull this. Can I drag this down into my hotbar? I can.
Yes.
There we go. Okay. I always forget about oh shit! I just chopped that guy's head off. Oh, Saurus, you all right, bud?
Anyone got some blood to spare?
Saurus didn't make it. Yes, he did. He's cool. Wow. I just straight up took this dude's head off. Oh my god. I completely forgot you could do that in this game. That's nuts. Alright, how do I loot? I need to loot this guy. Yes, I know we should try to be quiet, Saurus. Dagger, lesser. We'll take it, but I don't know that I'm gonna have any use for that. Oh my god, Saurus, did you see? Saurus? Yeah, Saurus, I didn't really do well by him there. That was a little bit brutal. Another storage area. What we got in here? Deep mushroom. Fungi found underground in close proximity to lyrium veins. In addition to their restorative properties, they can also be made into poisons. Oh, cool. Alright. Little wine rack. Brandy? Smell of alcohol almost overpowers the faint whiff of elderberries coming from this bottle. I'm not really interested in that. Oof. That guy got straight up owned, man. This is good for me to remember that I got a hot bar here. Oh, shit.
I'm off. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. We're doing well, Saurus. We're doing well, buddy. Can't climb that ladder, so we're gonna keep moving. You there, on guard.
Take that.
That's for ruining my wedding.
Try to get Saurus behind him. That's for ruining my wedding.
Careful! Glad that's over.
Okay. Cool. Ooh, armor stand. Give me that armor. Yes. Give me it all. Give me it all, baby. Leather helmet. Yes. Leather gloves. Yes. Leather boots. Yes. Oh, Adia's boots are better. Okay, Mom's boots are better. Leather armor. Yes. Let me give the leather boots to Interim Guard Shield Defense 6.0. Is that better than what I currently have? It sure is. Holy shit. Fatigue 5.8%. Let's give Saurus a little shield that might help him out. There we go. Hell yeah. Short bow, crossbow. Not interested. Ooh, what have we here? Great sword. Requires 20 strength. Can't do that. Mace. It's not really useful. I'm going to take the great sword just to have. This is good. This is good. We got a nice armory here where I could get... Right, so I'm probably going to tire out relatively quickly, but I'm looking good now. Okay. Doing good. Doing good. What's up, homies?
Well, that's one less elf breeder in the world.
A shame, though. Nice body on that one.
She's still
Jesus
warm.
Christ.
How picky are you, anyway?
Shut it,
God.
you two. We've got company. You just walked into the wrong room. You know how this works, boys. No witnesses.
Shit. Man, these guys are strong. I am getting my ass handed to me. Saurus, come on, buddy.
Get myself into this. That was close.
Gotta use your potions.
They killed her. can't believe this.
All right, again, I'm going to reiterate, because I understand these guys really suck. Like, these humans are not good. And I am not condoning their actions in any way, shape, or form. At the same time, this is how people act when they don't know any different. Their lack of ability to see elves as sentient beings is the fault of the powers that be that have essentially taught them that elves can be objectified. They could at any time decide that they're not going to do that, but that requires a level of insight into elves that they simply don't have access to. Again, what they're doing is not okay. It is super problematic. But if you've been constantly told that elves are objects that you can use to whatever degree you want to use for whatever desires you have, and you can exert power over them with absolutely no consequence to you or to anybody that you care about, you might be pretty barbaric. And there are parallels to this in real life that are not as necessarily violent and awful, although in some cases they are. But this is what happens when we objectify people with various points of identity rather than appreciating the differences between people and learning to empathize and be curious about them. We're all susceptible to this because it's based on what we learned through what is represented and what is essentially reinforced as being okay. It's terrible. We need to save the others.
And we should hurry. A few moments could make the difference.
Yes.
We should try to be quiet.
We could. Let's loot first. I need potions. Those are keeping me alive right now. Metal shard. Okay. Having it. Right. Some health. Good.
I'm off. I'll defend myself if I have to. You in there?
Dagger. Give me your money. Oh, Jesus. Okay.
That won't stop me.
Man, we are massively outmanned. We got this, buddy. Nice. Shit. Double baked Mabari crunch. Small shield. Oh, that's not any good. We got doggy treats. Quartz. Understand. Ooh. Studded leather helm. Alright. Go ahead and put all this on. Mom's boots are still really good, but alright, let's get our boy all outfitted here. Go, bud. There you go. Looking good. Kennel. Now, if I feed these dogs, I wonder With a lovely melted cheese topping, double-baked Mabiri crunch is absolutely irresistible, at least if you're a dog. Double-baked Mabiri restores a moderate amount of a Mabari hound's health and stamina over time and cures it of up to 3 injuries. Well, let's see, maybe. Please don't hurt me. Damn it.
Oh ho! After you, cousin!
God damn it. I thought maybe we could let it out and it would help us. It seems I was wrong.
I think someone is watching out for us.
Chat, do not spoil or provide any information that I have not otherwise learned. I know it's tempting, but it does not help. Books. History of Ferelden, Chapter 1. Ooh. Ferelden, as we think of it now, did not exist before the Exalted Age. Instead, the valley was divided up into dozens of old Alamari clans. They warred constantly with one another over land, honor and the allegiance of the freeholders, and, on one notable occasion, the name given to a favorite Mabari. And then, in the 33rd year of the Exalted Age, Calenhad Theorin became Terran of Denerim, and everything changed. Most of what we know about the founding of our nation comes from old songs that the bards passed down through the ages. The songs are filled with wild exaggerations and outright lies, but this hardly differs from the scholarly papers of some of my contemporaries. There's no agreement amongst poets or scholars on how he did it, but Calenhad gained the support of the Circle of Magi, and they crafted it for him a suit of silvery white armor that, by all accounts, repelled both arrow and blade. Calenhad led his army across the valley and captured Redcliffe, one of only 3 men who ever successfully laid siege to that fortress, and presented himself to the bands of the Landsmeet as their king. The poets tell us that every lord knelt before Calenhad without question. The fact that he attended the Landsmeet surrounded by ash warriors and loyal mages of the Circle is generally omitted from the ballads, however. From Calenhad came the line of Theorin, kings and queens who reigned uninterrupted until the 44th year of the Blessed Age, when the Orlesian invasion came. The rightful king was forced to flee Denerim, and 70 years as a puppet sat upon the throne. From Ferelden, Folklore and History by Sister Petrine, a Chantry scholar. Love the amount of lore in this. It's awesome. Iron Footlocker.
Yes.
Damn it. I'm not good enough. Good night, Badger. Oh, shit. What up, fellas? This may not go well.
If I have to.
Although we're getting better armor.
This isn't too bad. All right, game. Watch out! I need to be
Oh boy, he's in trouble. He's in big trouble. Oh, damn! It's brutal every time. Holy shit. Ah, Saurus. Get up, buddy.
Going.
Received 11 copper. Footlocker can't open it. Bummer. Bummer. Gonna be guys in here? I'm sure there probably are. Let's let him recover a little bit here. Gotta double team him, dude. Gotta double team him. Fight the same guy. It's RPG 101, Saurus. Tank the other one. You will, I guess.
brave!
No, I probably need, where's my moves? Because I have, like, shield block or whatever that I think I can use, and I gotta remember how to... My skills. Yeah, whoops. Maybe not. Yeah, no, I don't. Okay.
Are you joking? Surely.
Oh, come on. There we go. Bitch. Good shit. Alright, we're getting lots of XP here. Lots of money, too. Another locked footlocker. Let's catch our breath here, Saurus. Woo! Shield block's passive yet. It was pretty brutal. Alright, let's go. Let's keep it moving, dog. Night, Night Elf.
You insist! I'll defend myself if I have
Oh, yeah.
You're not so tough. This isn't too bad.
Oh, there very well could be another retaliation, DJ. I mean, they're not going to take this lightly, that's for sure.
Not bad. How about you then? You got my back, cousin?
Man, I'm really surprised that this is this difficult this early in the game.
Too bad.
I mean, the humans are going to be pissed. Although I got to say, this is a hell of a show of force here. Like, the fact that 2 elves can come in here and just basically wipe out this castle is really pretty remarkable. Like, if I was the humans, I'd be like, oh shit. Like, is there a are we in big trouble with these elves? Like, we could very much change some of the representation of this. I'm playing on normal. There are difficulty settings in this game, but yeah, I'm playing on normal, which is pretty remarkable. Not that I've had to strategize too much at this point, but... Come here, buddy. What are we doing?
I'm off.
Where you go?
Now this should be fun!
That's for Shiani!
I need to be brave! It wants to fight!
You'll pay for what Vaughn did, human!
Alright,
The Dalish elves will be waiting to join us, right?
We did it,
That does not get old. Metal door can't unlock. Metal door can unlock. Can't unlock. Oh, these are cool ass statues. Sufficient skill. Alright, so I can't pick locks. That seems like it would be really helpful here, but oh well. It's a really beautiful area. Ooh, what have we here? Jar. Take that.
I'm off.
Yes, indeed. Gimme, gimme, gimme.
Yes.
Lesser warmth balm. This light balm attunes the user to the element of fire. Warmth balm increases the user's resistance to fire damage for a short time. Okay, here's hoping I don't come across fire damage. Armoire. Elf root. You've acquired a health poultice. These instantly restore some of your health. Use the poultice drag. Okay, I already know. Alright. Look at all this food that's just like out. You would think, okay, we're not gonna worry about that. I'm not the health and safety inspector. Whoa! Alright, now I see why we needed that fire resistance. Jesus. What is Soros getting hit by? Damn, that guy was strong. Fencer's cinch, small metal shield, health plus. Ooh, all right, I'll take a belt. Where's that belt? Okay. What's in this vase? Wooden crate. Oh. Okay. Keep moving.
My.
Oh boy.
What have we here?
Don't worry. We'll make short work of these two.
Quiet, you idiot! They're covered with enough blood to fill a tub. What do you think that means?
Smart. You're a smart man. You're a smart man. You know that we just slayed everybody on our way here. Means your guards are dead.
All right. Let's not be too hasty here. Surely we can talk this over.
Classic. Classic. All of a sudden, you turn the tables and he wants to just talk about it. Oh, you have me at a disadvantage. No, this could be talked about. No, no, please. No, I don't want to be accountable for my actions. It's a real mark of privilege right there. I can just absolutely beat the shit out of you, do whatever the hell I want when I come into your turf. I got my big bad human armor and all my posse following me, and then all of a sudden you come at me and you show this force. Oh no, whoa, 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 hey, whoa, whoa. Let's talk about this. You know, it's not ideal. Like it's so bullshit because now like it shows that he is not as powerful as he thinks. Right? We've kind of caught him off guard on his turf. And he's about to be a little bitch. We have a position of leverage now. Does it mean we have to kill him? Does it mean we have to go eye for an eye? Not necessarily. That could actually be problematic for us. This could be a real show of force that potentially he goes, dude, we can't mess with these guys. They're ridiculous. But we don't know. He hasn't really shown himself to be that way. But we've really got some leverage on him right now. You have something to say it. You really think you can talk your way out of this? I mean, man. You got something to say, why don't you say it? Let's see what you have to say.
Here's our situation. You are skilled, obviously. We fight here. Perhaps you could even manage to kill us. My father won't let that go. Your pigsty of an alienage will be burned to the ground.
Oh, you're gonna run to Daddy, huh?
You turn and walk away. With 40 sovereigns added to your purses. You take that money and leave Denerim tonight. No repercussions. And you can go.
Oh, hey man, you take some money, give you some money, and Daddy won't come after you. You can't buy me. We could kill you and steal your money. Yeah, you just told me how much you have on you. 40 people. What? I stole more than that off the bodies of the dead guards that are sitting in your castle right now, big dog. Can't buy me.
And what about you? Does your friend speak for you as well?
I don't know, cousin. That's a lot of money.
Oh, God. Oh, he's willing to sell out his wife just like that. Okay. All right. No, this is nuts. Okay, there's so much going on here because like this is the problem that city elves have. Like, we don't have power. This is a very real proposition. You give me 40 gold and send me along my way, I can survive. Like, the problem here is, truly, we have to, as you all know, if you've watched these playthroughs, you know what I'm probably going to say here, which is that you have to work with as many known variables as you possibly can. We don't have a ton of them here. But the reality is that, like, we could potentially both die. His fiance and him could die in one fell swoop here. These guys could be stronger than anybody we've fought up until this point. Like, this guy is powerful. He's got shitty guards, but he's powerful. And we also don't know that this guy's trustworthy at all. He hasn't shown that he's willing to follow through on his word. The only way that he really does anything is when he's in a massive position of power, and right now he doesn't have a lot of power. But if we did choose to believe him, if we took the money and we ran, we do have a chance of survival. I realize that it doesn't morally feel particularly good because you're essentially selling out his bride. But I would understand if Soros wanted to take the money. I would. I truly would. And if this guy says you take your 40, I get my life, and then I'm not going to bug you anymore, you're in a real quandary here, because now it's like, okay, well, do we sacrifice this one elf for the needs of the many? Whereas if I go after this guy and we feel the wrath of his father, could our entire village be decimated and I have people after me constantly for the rest of my life? It's a very real problem. Like, there is more complexity here than what the situation overtly presents to us. I think it seems like we should just obviously go, nah, don't take the money, right? But this guy's a piece of shit. The known quantity I have here is the thing that I can control is my blade. And so far, we've done okay. Soros has done okay. I've done okay. I think this guy even being willing to show me, like, if he's trying to bribe his way, it's exactly right, Trey. This is exactly what I was about to say. If he's trying to bribe me out of a fight, it tells me he's not confident in his fighting ability. If this guy wanted to take me out and he actually believed he could, he would do it. So I don't trust him. It's blood money, Soros, and you know it's blood money.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
I get why you entertain
I
me.
always regret talking to knife ears. Now I'll just gut your ignorant carcasses instead.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's got to go. You've got to go. Vaughn.
Let's do this quick, shall we? All right, I'm game.
Okay, he is strong, though.
I need to be brave.
Wow, he is strong. This is going to be a really tough fight. Oh, my God.
You got my back, cousin?
All right, let's take out the ads.
I'll defend myself.
Take out the ads. Yep. And then we'll worry about the boss. Oh, shit. Oh, boy. I'm in trouble.
There's simply no match for me.
Alright, here we go. I got potions. Yeah, we're... Oh boy, Saurus being dead is bad. This is bad. Boy. I don't feel good. I don't feel good, chat. I got 2 health potions. You should have gone for the ads first. Oh boy.
You die here. You were a fool to begin with. Oh, time to play.
Oh man. Oh man. I have very low health. You're not gonna really be able to read it anyway. Oh boy.
This is not fair. Why is it always me that has to bleed? Is that all my blood?
Oh boy. No, I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna live. I'm not gonna survive. Yep. Yep. Brutal. Oh, good. And we get a crash. Okay. Yeah, we saved before the fight. Okay, so I'm going to pick the same options. I'm not doing revisionist history here. And we're going to go for the...
My. What have we here?
Don't worry. We'll make short work of these two.
Quiet, you idiot! They're covered with enough blood to fill a tub. All
Guards,
right.
you dead?
Let's not be too hasty here. Surely we can talk this over. Here's our situation. You take that money and leave Denerim to...
I don't know, cousin. That's a lot of money.
Ha!
All right, let's go.
I'm gonna enjoy this. Kiss, kiss.
There you go. Good.
This isn't too bad.
Come on. There we go. Good. Now we tank him. We are in much better shape now.
I'm gonna enjoy this.
You die in DAO, you die in real life, right?
Let's end this quickly. Too fast for you. You were ruining my
God,
win
dude,
to begin
Vaughn
with.
is no joke.
You got my back, cousin. You were a fool to begin with.
Nice. Way to go. Way to go. Way to stun him. Yeah, we got this now.
Why can't you humans leave us alone?
Yes.
Careful!
take his head off. Yeah.
He's dead. Tell me we did the right thing, cousin.
It's a little late for regrets, it's true. He forced my hand. What important is that Shiani's safe? A little late for regrets.
I'm not regretting it. It's just... Never mind. I'll check the back room for the others. Shiani needs you.
Can't be your reassurance, dog. You wanted to take the money, he should have spoke up. Well, you did speak up, but... Spirit Shard, Kendall Ceremonial Dagger. Yeah, I get a dagger? Kendall Ceremonial Longsword. That's what I'm talking about. Small. That's what I'm talking about. Give me Ceremonial Longsword. What have we here? Ooh. Yeah. Alright. Give me the chainmail. Ooh, this has physical resistance on it, though. +1 armor, chance to avoid missile attacks. I want to wear chainmail. Chainmail is badass. Yeah. Yeah. Hold on a second, darling. I just gotta loot the place real quick before we chat. Okay.
Don't leave me alone. Please. Please take me home.
Are you even able to walk?
I think so. You killed them, didn't you? You killed them all?
Like dog shit, no.
Good.
What had to be done.
Good.
Is she going to be all right?
Well, hard to know. What kind of psychological support is she gonna have going forward? I mean, it's a real legitimate question here. I'm not really asking that to be weird. This woman experienced some significant trauma here. We don't know exactly what happened here, but here's what she learned. She learned that at any point in time, humans can show up, grab her, take her away, have their way with her, and about the only way that people are going to get her out of that situation is if somebody magically has enough brute force to come in and kill the people that's happening to, at the risk of the entire community. That is a hell of a reality check for her brain. That is traumatizing, right? Trauma happens when people have a gross violation of expectation coupled with a lost sense of safety and security. And that's exactly what happened here. The really terrible thing about this is that this doesn't necessarily represent a one-off. Like, I would be more confident saying that she's going to be all right if we knew that this was never going to happen again, but we don't know that. In fact, I think it would be prudent for us to expect that this absolutely could happen again. Problem with trauma, the thing that makes it really hard for people to work through, is that in some ways it actually does shift your expectations into a more realistic sphere. You have to start considering things that people don't generally want to consider. In this case, she has to consider that any human that walks into their alienage could do to her what these guys just did. That is a terrible thing. Her brain registered everything in that environment that was going on at the time that she got taken by them, and there's a good chance she could be triggered by a whole bunch of stuff that she wouldn't otherwise be triggered by because of this event. This is really why when people have the weight of institutional power and they use it to harm others in this way, you create trauma that extends into whole communities. Because she's not the only person that this could happen to. This could happen to any elf at any time. And this is what you see represented over and over and over as elves. Is humans coming in, barging in, using their authority to do whatever they want and having absolutely no consequences for it. Other than vigilante justice, if we happen to take it upon ourselves to do this. I mean, it's really brutal stuff. So this is not only going to constitute individual trauma for her, this is going to be a trauma of this entire community. And that is really awful. And this happens in real life. Would you be? It's not really a great way to... I hope so.
Shiani's strong. She'll recover.
Oh, hello, wife. You're not dead, so I still have to marry you? Jesus.
I'm fine. Your friend got the worst of it. They said they were saving us for later. I can't believe you came for me.
Don't be so selfish. I came for everyone. Oh my god. They had no right to do this.
We should go. Soon. As in now.
Thought.
I'll take the rear guard. I can't wait to leave this place.
You've returned. Has Shiani been hurt? Where is Tormi's daughter, Nola?
Nola didn't make it. She resisted. They killed her.
I see. Would you ladies please take Shiani home? She needs rest.
Of course.
Now tell me, what happened?
Vaughn's dead.
Then the garrison could already be on their way. You have little time.
You talk... what? Yeah, fighting them is not great. We may need to leave Denerim for a while. We'll hide out until things blow over. I'm not sure what we should do. I'm not really... yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not sure what we should do. I mean, shit is gonna hit the absolute fan here.
The guards are here!
Ah, shit.
Don't panic. Let's see what comes of this.
I don't... diplomacy... oh, boy.
I seek Valendrian, Elder and Administrator of the Alienage.
Here, Captain. I take it you have come in response to today's disruption.
Don't play ignorant with me, Elder. You'll not prevent justice from being done. The Earl's son lies dead in a river of blood that runs through the entire palace. I need names, and I need them now.
I'm Spartacus. Oh my god. I'm gonna stay silent.
I'm afraid I can't help you, Captain. You know the tales they tell about the Arl's son. I'm sure you can guess what happened.
I know that no matter what happened, it has gone too far. Your silence puts the entire alienage at risk. You there, Grey Warden. Tell me what you know of this night's foul deed.
Now's your step up, Duncan.
I have nothing to say, Captain.
Then I'll ask one more time. If anyone here knows who murdered the Arl's son, speak now and save yourself a lot more trouble.
Duncan. Holy shit. We need allies, man. How on earth am I supposed to see you as an ally when the guard literally turned to you and says, Grey Warden, person whose title I probably have some monicum of respect for. What happened here? All Duncan has to do is say, Vaughn acted like a complete fucking jackass, put a whole alienage at risk, was causing absolute mayhem and acting like an absolute dickhead, and these people had to go in to save their own, and apparently Vaughn lost in battle. Don't know what to tell you, fellas. This one's on Vaughn. That's all he's got to do, man. That's all he's got to do. Maybe they believe him, maybe they don't. But we need humans to step up to the plate for us. And he didn't do that. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable that Duncan just did that. I lost so much respect for him. I don't care how cool he is. He's a human. Me in the marginalized group here, me being an elf, I look at that and I say to myself, I can't trust you. I cannot trust you. Because in your opportunity to be an ally, you chose to go the easy path and say, I can't say shit. That is so problematic. I have no way of believing that I am safe in your midst at this point. Because you literally just showed me that when push comes to shove, when you have all the evidence in the world to turn these guards away and create a story that's going to keep us protected, you chose to stand down because you didn't want to get in the middle and be uncomfortable. That's not allyship. Not allyship. That is you taking the easy path. Julia, thank you so much for the raid. Those of you coming along with Julia, if you don't know who I am, hi, I'm DrMick. I'm a licensed couple and family therapist. I have a PhD in human development. This is Game Sessions with a Therapist, where we play cool games, talk about mental health, psychology, therapy, and more in an effort to destigmatize those things and bring information to people who wouldn't otherwise have it in a responsible and ethical way. I don't do therapy on stream, but I do answer questions related to mental health, particularly at the beginning of my streams, and you can tag me in chat and ask me at any time, or you can pop in Discord and go to the questions for DrMick chat. Sometimes I can answer questions, sometimes I can't. I do Let's Play content where I use games to illustrate psychological concepts, to analyze mental health and relationship dynamics, and talk all things systems, and that's what we're doing tonight. This is our first episode here of Dragon Age Origins, so we're still very early on. All I ask if you're new here is that you please don't backseat or spoil anything. We just got through a part where we had to go get some humans came in. They took the ladies from the elven village that we are a part of, and they acted like complete jackasses, probably raped and tortured and hurt the women that are in there. We went in there, we killed the guy whose father is a big deal in the human ranks. Humans have a history of putting elves into slavery, and we kind of live as a marginalized group. And we just had a moment where these guards have shown up, and they are now asking about what happened. They want to know who killed Vaughn. And we are staying silent as a show of solidarity within the group, that like we're not going to name ourselves, and this is a problem that you as humans have. This was something that we had to respond to. We did not invoke this. We were not the ones who instigated this quarrel. Duncan is the head of the Grey Wardens. Duncan just so happens to be a human. So when we did not answer, the guards looked at Duncan and said, who did it? What's the story here? And Duncan, at a point where he could have advocated for us and could have potentially settled things down, chose to just stand down and say, nah, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Which I don't think is a particularly good move, and I don't think particularly contributes to our sense of safety as elves in his midst. Now when he makes requests of me, I don't know that he has my back when shit hits the fan. There's not a lot of risk to him as far as I know. I mean, there might be some, but as far as I know, him as a human, given the fact that they even deferred to asking him what went on, suggests to me that there's a very little risk to him in talking about what's going on. Impartiality absolutely does not equal allyship. Are you kidding me? Duncan needs to take a stand here. It's not about Duncan in his individual role. It's about humans need to see other humans advocate for elves and hold humans accountable. That's what we need to see. Elves holding humans accountable carries zero weight in the minds of humans, because humans don't have to care what elves think because they are the dominant group. If you see humans asking or advocating for elves, it starts to change things, because now you have horizontal accountability instead of the subjugated having to hold the dominant accountable. That's why it's important for Duncan to stand up there. Yeah, pretty much shadowed. Yes. So if Duncan says, doesn't matter who did it, Vaughn instigated it, so go take it up with Vaughn and his people, that's the more powerful message there. Telling the guards to stand down. Maybe it doesn't do anything, but at least in my eyes as an elf, I look at him and go, thanks, dude. At least you gave it a shot. You used what privilege you have of being a human to do something good. But he didn't do that here. I'm just telling you, Duncan just does not. He doesn't get to be an ally in the eyes of the elves by the way he acted here.
Very well. You leave me little choice.
No! Stop! He did it! Him and Saurus!
Oh boy.
You two certainly match the descriptions we have. Guards, disarm them. These two will wait in the dungeons until the Earl or King returns. The rest of you, back to your houses.
Captain, a word, if you please.
What is it, Grey Warden? The situation is well under control, as you can see.
Be that as it may, I hereby invoke the Grey Warden's right of conscription. I remove this prisoner into my custody.
All right. Threw his weight around there. I'll give him credit. But he's got some weird methods, man.
What about me? Are you just leaving me to rot?
I'm sorry, but this is not charity. The Grey Wardens need skilled fighters. To take you would be to condemn you to certain death, and I will not.
No! Don't leave me here!
Silence, you! Fine. You may take that one. But I ask only one thing, Grey Warden. Get this elf out of the city today.
Agreed.
Very well. This one will have to be enough.
Oh, man.
Move out, men.
Oh, man.
You're with me now.
Man.
Say your goodbyes and see me when you're ready. We leave immediately.
Duncan. Okay, so yes, this is cool. He's helping me out. Him not helping Saurus out's weird, though. Dude, nah, you just gotta go rot in prison. You just killed a whole bunch of humans, and there's no way they're not gonna possibly go eye for an eye, man. They're gonna be totally diplomatic, and they're gonna put you through due process, and you're gonna be just fine, man. Just go rot in jail for the rest of your life. At least give him a chance to survive. What? Jesus. Saurus is done. I don't have any faith that Saurus is going to live. I have no faith that Saurus is going to live here. Duncan's going to let him go rot in jail. Sorry, kid. Can't help you, bud. I mean, I could, but I wouldn't want to condemn you to death. I don't believe in you. He could just as much take us out of the village and say, go find the Dalish elves. I don't know. That's a little bit weird. It's a little bit weird that he wouldn't have invoked that for Saurus, but what's going to happen here? I can't believe he didn't save Saurus.
I'm not the one who named him to the captain, am I? Trust me, it is kinder to leave Saurus to the prison. He is not capable of being a Grey Warden. You, however, are a different story.
He knows they need some target of anger. At least him dying in jail is better than both escaping and the entire alienage becoming a target. That is a fair point. That is actually a fair point, Clipper. That's brutal, though, man. I mean, I get that, though. That's sacrificing one to save the many, and I suppose that's fair. I mean, Saurus, I suppose, could have said, I'm not going to go on this mission to get the girls back. I mean, he did have agency at that point, but boy. If he dies in prison, he's indeed not capable of being a Grey Warden. That's a good point, too. This is complicated stuff. This is what makes this game so awesome. It's amazing because there are so many complex dynamics that are at play here. I mean, there's not necessarily a right answer here. It's just people are responding to what they have in every given point in time. I mean, it's really amazing. But they're like, everybody is setting a tone here. We don't know shit about Duncan. We don't know what his ultimate goal is. It's scary. And if I don't want to be a great, this is not a time for an act of defiance, but what's going to happen here?
For the moment, they are fine. There are far more important matters arising that endanger more than just your people. I needed a Grey Warden, and I found one. That conscripting you saved your life is only circumstance. You did what you had to do to accomplish your mission. We need people like you. Now quickly, say your goodbyes. Your life here is over.
Jesus. That lady absolutely sold me out. I'm a bit unsure why Duncan didn't cast doubt on the guard's assumption that the murder had been committed by an elf. Exactly. I'm totally with you. I'm totally with you. He threw his weight around in a very specific way, and not in a way that I think is particularly helpful to all of us. But I mean, yeah, that chick sold us out. I want to know how this alienage is going to handle the fact that she just ran up and said. However, to be fair, actually, I do want to be fair to her for a second, because if I was going to try to reach into the bag and say, okay, why would she do that? Why would she sell us out? The men in the alienage maybe aren't as at much danger as the women are. So there's a chance that those guys could have just said, you know what, screw you, we're going to take her. Or like, we're going to come back for her or whatever. Like, she may have thought, if I sell these guys out, I save my own skin. I prevent myself from being taken away as the other women were. I mean, this kind of gets back into some of that collective trauma I was talking about by what happened by watching those women get taken away. If you're this other woman, you're like, nope, that can't be me. I don't want to be in that position ever again. Maybe I can get in the favor of the guards and humans by selling out Mick and Saurus. It would make sense to me why she would do that. Like, to an extent, I could understand it. I think that's maybe why you have to be careful about who you have around in that diplomatic instance where you're trying to negotiate that with the humans. But I could get on board with why she did that. I mean, I can understand it. It really sucks. I mean, but this is, again, we have to remember, it's very easy for us to get angry at the elves and to look at elves as infighting and to get mad at her. The reality is, the entire reason that we're in this situation is because of the wider hierarchical structure of the society we're in. Humans are actively oppressing the elves. They hold power, they hold status, they hold prestige, they control everything. The elves have very little autonomy. The humans benefit from infighting within the elves. The only way that the humans have any kind of thing to be worried about is if there's solidarity amongst the elves. And so what they're going to do is everything they can to try to fragment that solidarity. You keep the elves infighting, you keep them mad at each other, and then they're less likely to pay attention to the bullshit that you're subjugating them to. And that is by design. Because we've just shown 2 elves could go into a stronghold and wipe everybody out. There's no way that the humans can tolerate that message getting out. So they have to fragment us as fast as they possibly can. Terrifying, right? But we can't lose sight of that. The whole reason this is happening is because of the humans. Because of how they acted. Not because of what we did. We were just trying to have 2 weddings. Humans came in and antagonized us. Leskowitz, I have not played The Witcher yet. It's on my list, though.
I just hope that Captain leaves us alone from now on.
Me too.
If this is what the Maker has planned for you, then I guess it's for the best. Your mother would have been pleased.
I hope
Take care,
so.
my son. Be strong and wise. And, well, you know, we'll all miss you.
Thanks, Dad. Is Dad the only person left for me to say goodbye to? Perhaps my cousin's home? There we go.
Oh, it's you. Don't expect any thanks. You abandoned Soros and left me without a husband. Maybe your betrothed will be more forgiving.
So, I guess you don't have to get married after all,
I don't know that I'm the person you want to direct that anger at, but it makes sense. Here's the thing. They can't direct their anger at humans, so it's got to go somewhere. If she wants to take it out on me, whatever. I'm not going to take it personally. Birth lucked out, huh? Well, it wouldn't have been that bad. This wasn't what I planned. Thank the maker. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with not getting married. We both lucked out, didn't we?
Still an ass. Your friend seems to be recovering. I'll let you two... well... goodbye.
Oh, and then they just apparated out of the house. All right, see you later. Hello, cousin.
Your father told us what happened. Poor Soros.
He knew the risks when he came along. That's cold, but true. How are you holding up? We're going to defer.
I'm all right. As far as the others know, Vaughn just roughed me up a bit. I just don't want them treating me like some fragile doll. You've always been there for me. But what happened was beyond what anyone could ever expect from another person. When the world was at its worst, there you came. Fire in your eyes, like something out of a storybook. I'll never forget that. I love you, cousin. Make us proud out there.
Oh, I don't want people to see me as fragile. If that is not an indication of how taboo and poorly talked about rape is in this system. That is, the fear of that is probably learned. I don't know that that's just something she would automatically think. It's probably something that maybe she's seen bad things happen to other women, and she saw the way that people responded to them when they were out about what happened to them. And so she's like, I don't want to be treated that way. I don't want to be treated as if I'm weak. This is a very real reality for a lot of people. And I'm not just talking about women. I mean, men, non-binary folks are sexually assaulted as well, or are raped. And one of the really difficult things about it is that we have a tendency sometimes, without realizing it, to victim blame people who are raped. To assume that it happened because they weren't strong enough to fight it, or because they set themselves up for it, or whatever, instead of holding accountable the people who raped her, which is very hard in this society to do because the humans, again, have so much power. There's not a lot you can really do or say that's going to create any kind of change. So instead, she turns and bottles it up because she doesn't want to make other people uncomfortable. She doesn't want to be treated as less than. She doesn't want the way that people interact with her to be a constant reminder of what happened to her. And that is a real problem in the culture that she is immersed in, that these things are not talked about or represented accurately or seriously. And that's a real shame. And that is something that, unfortunately, is a reality for more people than should ever have to deal with that. And it's why these things are so important to talk about. Talk about them openly, to name them, to not skirt around the R word, so to speak. Like, it's okay to say the word rape. It makes people uncomfortable, but it's an important thing to talk about, and to talk about openly and clearly and accurately, so that people can actually come forward and talk about their experiences and get help. Oh man, hearing that, just like, that's unfortunately a sentence that I've heard too many times in my personal and professional life, and it's really brutal that anybody should have to be in the position that she's in.
Make her watch over you.
Whew. Man, brutal.
it's going to be a lot quieter without you around.
Maybe this will be for the best.
I don't know that it will be, but we'll see. All right, so before we walk over there, that's, I think, where we're going to leave off here for part 1. That was a lot to take in, and we're going to go see where Duncan's going to take us. Those of you that have been watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for taking time out of your day or night to watch this playthrough. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that it was meaningful. I hope that my analysis was interesting to you. I hope that there was some entertainment that went along with it. There are some really dark and deep themes in this game. There's going to be a lot to crack open and analyze through this. And I really appreciate that y'all are willing to let me shepherd you through this. As always, make sure you leave a like on the video. It helps with the algorithm. Leave a comment if there's something that stood out to you or something you want to bring to my attention. I just ask that you please don't backseat or spoil in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you don't subscribe to the channel. And if you're binging this and I've already finished the playthrough and you're moving right along to part 2, I hope you enjoy it. If you are watching these as they come out, we'll try to get part 2 out to you soon. Again, if you ever want to if you want to be here live and be part of chat and be part of the community around this, I am live on Twitch at 9:30 p.m. Pacific time on Tuesdays through Sundays. So we've got all sorts of other playthroughs on the YouTube channel, so I hope you'll check those out as well at some point. But this is a lot of fun. This is really great. I'm so excited for what's to come, and we'll catch you in part 2.